we have something called metal, and metal can be molded into something called a key, and then it ends up in somebody's hand or their pocket, and they usually use it to either open up their front door or to start their car. Hence a door key, hence a car key. So when does those two items stop being those two items?
I guess it'd be highly dependent, on who is answering the question. I guess some people would say if it looks like a car key, call it a car key. I think other people might say, well, the moment it stops actually being a key for a car, like let's say you got a key for a car that the repo men have taken off you and crushed, so there is no longer a car that it opens. Some would argue then it stops being a car key. To me,
I think it never stops being a car key, Mel. Never.
Yeah, so maybe it's always a car key.
That was his design purpose, and it will always be that. Even if there's no car to put it in, it still was a car key when it was manufactured.
But what about if somebody then started using it to snort coke and
then he's using a car. Then he's using a car key to snort coke.
Yeah,
right.
He's just repurposed it. That's all. But it's still a car key. It never stops being one.
But wait, what does this relate to? Like, why'd you bring this up?
Because
that's what I was wondering too.
Because the AI and the simulators are coming in with the argument that we can't be certain of anything. So I'm not saying you. I'm not saying you, but they are, and they have to leave the back door open for reality to be something other than how it presents itself, to behave and function. They need the back door open.
Yeah. It's exactly what I said right before that too, and then you came and backed it up perfectly. I don't know how you're not understanding us.
How I'm not understanding?
I think that, a lot of people coming here too saying, I guess what I'm taking from this is, because he believes, space photos, which the majority of population do, is because of space photos. Like, but the difference with that and car keys is everyone can touch the car key, we can feel the car key, we can look at the car key. But with space photos, we can't go up there to verify it.
We can't touch the original photos. There's a whole bunch more to it.
Yeah, I understand that and don't
pretty important.
Much wrong with it.
Totally transparent, and they should allow us to fucking validate this stuff. No problem. No questions.
Space photos are based 100% on trust.
Sure. Yeah.
There is nothing. There's nothing verified. For you and me, there is nothing that can be verified. It is purely you either believe it or you don't. It's trust or no trust. That's it.
You're arguing against Trizzy's proof. I didn't present that one. Right. I don't think that's.
I think it's funny. I think it's funny that they're telling the world that the future of mankind is in space, and that we should do everything we can, right, to move to space, and yet they won't teach us anything about space. They're hiding stuff from us about space. So how can we progress and move into space and colonize Mars if this is how they treat us? If this is how they give us, how am I going to learn how to build a rocket? How am I going to learn how to build something on Mars if we don't get any information about these things? You know what I'm saying? I mean, isn't that weird?
I know.
Isn't that strange?
Yeah. So a lot of times I hear, people come on here and like, oh, you don't trust space experts. Well, like, don't you trust doctors? Don't you trust engineers? Like, it's such a vast separation.
Such a leap.
Yeah. Of course we trust engineers and people who build planes and cars and all that, because we can go onto that, we can see it, we can touch it. But when it comes to space...
Doctors are 50-50 though. But...
Hold on, let me finish.
But yeah, when it comes to space, not many people can go touch it.
Yeah, I agree with that. I would. That's why I said space photos are a part of it, but certainly not a large part. I could easily believe that they've been faked.
Okay. Then. But you're not certain then if they're real. You should be open.
As I said at the beginning, I try to remain militantly uncertain about everything. One of the stories I shared just the other night is that
Are you a man? Are you certain about that?
I think I am.
You think?
There's a high degree of probability about it.
Like when you
No.
You know, when you sit down too fast, does it like hurt real bad?
When I cross my legs sometimes.
But I guess that you can't, you can, but you can't sit on the fence your whole life. Like at some point you have to.
I think I can, and I think it is valuable to. And like I had the best example. Like I've often been trying to think of like what's a really good example for something you should be able to say I absolutely know this, and for it to be possibly wrong.
That you are a man.
To people when I was on Saturday. Well, I think that one's already ambiguous enough because there's those weird XXY and stuff where it's like you're male, but depending on how you define male.
Yeah, those people are crazy. They're out of their minds. You shouldn't listen to those people.
When you look down, you're a man. No, writing. It's something you know, right? You're a man or you're not a man. I mean,
I'm not even sure how to accurately define.
You could be a monkey, right?
Come on.
You could be a monkey, right, bro? Like descended from a monkey, or like not a Homo sapien. Maybe like a Homo sapien.
I'm a dog. Woo.
Yeah. He's subspecies.
Dog will hunt.
We're not asking you to be certain of the shape of the earth right now. We're just just basic things like am I a man? Can I be sure of that? Yes. One step forward.
Right. But the statement I'm making is that I don't think it is reasonable or effective to be certain of anything. So I hold things with differing degrees of probability. Maybe, because it seems that we're disagreeing on that specifically, maybe you could express to me the value or the importance of believing in something wholeheartedly.
No, hold on.
Giving up on any doubt.
Your truth to you is simply probability.
The value.
I would say everything is I try to hold everything as degrees of probability.
That's your truth.
I got an example.
Trying to get the truth, right? Utilizing probability.
In order that I can become decreasingly wrong about things, then the best way to sort of approach truth would be, I think, by being uncertain about everything, so that if new information comes along, I'm able to hold that.
Can I ask you a question first, like just to, like a 4-year-old who puts his hand on the stove and burns it, or touches something hot and burns it, right?
Yeah.
Like he knows now, right? Do you agree that he knows for certain that if he puts his hand on that stove again, it's gonna burn, right? He knows that hot thing is not good for the skin, right? Like, do you agree with that at least?
He could describe it as knowing. I could also say he could guess with a high degree of probability that would happen and remain the same, I think.
And he's 4 years old and he can know this, right?
What I think would make this an easier discussion is if you describe to me the difference or the importance of him knowing rather than just.
Well, I'm explaining to you the value of it, right? The value of it is that he's not going to burn his hand the next time. The value of knowing that I am starving to death is that I'm going to go and get food, right, to replenish this feeling I'm having, right? So that's knowing.
Sure.
Right?
Okay.
We can know these things, right? And if we don't know these things, we'll die, and we wouldn't be having this conversation. That's what I'm trying to like. What do you mean?
But that's my question. That's my question to you, though. You say if we didn't know these things, we'd die. I can describe the same thing, saying I could have a high degree of probability I would burn my hand, so I would still not put my hand on that. I don't understand the value proposition that you seem to be making in knowing.
Well, it's the cause and effect.
Yes, right. But if you
the cause and effect relationship, between because you know the cause, right, of the effect of hurting my hand. So you know the cause of my hand hurting. You know not to do that again. Then you find out this thing that's hot. You learn about it, and then you know this is why it burns my hand. The value is that you don't burn your hand, and that's just with hot stuff. And there's all these things that we have to know if we are to be alive. And if we don't know those things, we can't be alive. You can call it knowing. You can call it, we call it in my language, Iloa, malamalama. We say malamalama, understanding or light. Malamalama means light. Do you light? Do you light? It doesn't sound right? But you know what I'm asking you. I'm not talking about the word no. I'm talking about, do you understand, right? So,
yeah.
Does that make sense? Because you can call it probability, you can call it whatever you want, but we're talking about the same thing here.
Yeah, so then if we're talking about the same thing, I think we'd agree. I just think that what else we'd agree on is probably that people could say that they know things and be mistaken.
Right. We can both agree that we find a sphere, and we can both agree, like, we can call it whatever we want to call it, but let's call it sphere, right? Let's call this a sphere. We know that this has these features, and it's different from this thing called a table, right? We can't put stuff on this sphere, but we can put it on this table. We can know that because if I put it on the sphere, the cup falls over and everything spills, cause and effect, right? So you know the difference between a flat surface table and a sphere. There are these characteristics and features of it. Can we know that?
Right. Yeah. So the question I would have is, what would then, if you're happy with me calling it probability, for you it is knowing, for me it is probability,
right?
A degree to which these things might be
fine.
true. Yeah. So that's the place I try to stay out with all things.
You have to draw a line in the sand. It's like
here. I'm going to draw it. Right. I'm going to use your word. Okay. The probability that the Earth is a ball, okay, is extremely low, so low that infinitely low. Can I say that? The probability that the Earth is a ball is infinitely low.
Well,
does that satisfy your?
I would say vanishing is the way I say it. So it's very small, but infinitely low is just saying zero.
How about statistically improbable?
Statistically improbable is a great way to put it. Yeah, I love that better one. Yep.
Same.
Sure. Yeah, and that's because to me it does a few things. It makes the conversation more open, but I think it's almost more intellectually honest. Like one of the things that frustrates me when I'm in here and I listen to ball earthers describe it, they go, well, we know this. We know that NASA's given us photos. I'm like, come on, you don't know that. Like the amount of things you would need to know that that's the case is just so ridiculous that it's just a silly statement.
I describe it a bit like this, guy. I describe it like this because I've had this discussion about space belief and photos, and they say, oh, well, do you believe the Eiffel Tower is real? Yeah, because I haven't been to France. And my answer to that would be my willingness to believe or accept what someone just tells me is directly proportional to my own ability to verify what's being told. So, I choose to believe the Eiffel Tower is there because 100 people tell me that, and I can get on a plane and go and have a look at it. But if 100 people tell me space is real, well, if I have doubts, I'm not just going to believe it because I can't verify it. So.
Sure.
Yeah.
That personal experience, or not because I have seen the Eiffel Tower, but my ability to go and verify it for myself off the back of the information is what makes me more likely to just believe something as opposed to, doubt it highly. So, does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. And I think it's a good standard of evidence too. I think that
because we get told stuff all the time that we don't actually know, but we choose to take it on board as our position or our paradigm or whatever. I haven't verified everything that I believe to be true in my life. A lot of it I have, but not everything. So you just kind of weigh up that preponderance of reliability and trustworthiness and ability to verify and all those sort of things. I'll stop waffling.
No, I think you're absolutely right, and I think that one of the things I admire about this community or the idea of being a flat earther is to have very rigorous, high standards for believing in things, that you don't just go, well, I was told it by my kindergarten teacher and I never questioned it again, is a weak answer. And I would agree with you.
Well, flat earther is a loaded term. Objective inquirer isn't. So the objective inquirer
would describe themselves as an objective inquirer, wouldn't they? So it's the point of differentiation.
I don't think everybody would. I think some people rely on their own subjectivity more than their own objectivity, but that's just something I observe.
Do you hear people say that about themselves? Oh, I'm a very subjective person. I'm not interested in objective reality.
Yeah, that's mostly what I hear from humans, to be honest. But
but it's not what they're saying. It's the implication from what he hears or his take. I'm kind of with him on that, but nobody comes right out and says that. That's the problem with that standpoint.
See, if I said that I had a drink that no one on Earth knows of its existence, it's a new flavor, and it's in the fifth dimension. I've created it, right? And what I can then say to you is, I can show you a photo of it.
Right.
The fifth dimension.
Right? I've got a drink that doesn't exist yet. No one's experienced it. That's a new flavor. I've got a picture of it.
You'd be with the Hopi Indians going from the fifth world down to the fourth. What's up? You'd have to show me I'm a Missourian.
Yeah.
So anything made in the fifth dimension, I want to try it.
You know what I'm saying? And so it's like the picture that would intrigue people, but there'll be a point where the people would want to taste it. They'd need more than the picture.
And you're spot on, Mel. Like, even if you said, in all of history, there's only been 50 people who have tasted it, but I can show you a photo of it, and I can never meet any of the 50 people, and there's no, empirical evidence. It's just as unlikely, but it's a cool photo.
Hey, and one of the 50 now in old age says he never fucking tasted it.
Yeah, and all 50 just happen to be Freemasons. But
yeah, and they'll kick your ass if you come up and question them about the taste. They ain't swearing on the Bible either. I've seen 3 of them whoop a reporter.
You are not worthy to taste.
Me, you, and this taste, we all got nothing in common, son. Ask a different question.
You do not have the taste buds for this one.
Right. You couldn't handle the taste.
And riding on eggshells, I think a lot of people, when it comes to the picture of Earth especially, they've got this emotional attachment to it. And then when somebody says to them, is it real? It's confronting.
One guy that goes, I was tasting the taste when you was shitting in diapers, son.
But it's confronting to ask somebody something they're emotionally attached to, if it's real or not.
Not really. If you give an anecdotal proposition about I did the greatest thing on earth, you should be prepared for people to ask you about that, I would assume. And proud. Your pride should take you over. You should want to tell me bullshit from here to the fucking moon. Give me every step of the way and the feeling in your gut and your nads when you took the fuck off. Let me tell you, boy, that thing will stretch your fucking nads out, man. The G-forces behind that thing, and then bam, all of a sudden you're floating, man. It's like fucking, whoa, how are we going to stop? But we did. By God, we was there.
Well,
now, listen, grandfathers have been telling stories for thousands of generations, millions for all. What grandfather wouldn't want to tell that story to his grandson? Hell yeah, I rode that damn rocket, boy. Yeah. But like my bones was still on the earth, and then all of a sudden we was floating, and they snapped back like a rubber band.
Where's his book? I would have written a book. I would have written 3 books. What the hell?
Right, about every feeling all along the way. Come on, it's got to be as bad as riding a roller coaster, and I could describe that in so many ways. I could make you laugh describing it, or I could make you cry.
Yeah, he doesn't have to write the book. Someone else can write the book.
Yeah, somebody heard the story. My grandpa told me this damn story too many fucking times, so I'm writing a book.
Yeah. Or you can tell somebody else to write it for you. I mean, this is, people share things.
And then there's the other hand, bro. if you can't tell your grandchildren this story, maybe it's because it's not fucking true, right?
Yeah. That's why he said to the 8-year-old, "Hey,
look, I'm buying you a hot fudge sundae. Quit asking about the moon. Enjoy the money."
That's not an 8-year-old's question. That's my question."
Right.
Buzz.
Yeah, Buzz. What the hell
You
did
and
we
me,
go?
Buzz.
I know he had Alzheimer's. Pissed. He was pissed. He was like, "Damn it! I'm supposed to be asking.
Right.
I'm gonna ask today. They won't tell me.
Oh, I got a
just keep
question.
giving me money."
I got a question for writing eggshells. What is the what do you reckon the probability that they are lying is? Like, is that a high probability? Are they?
Buzz, 1-to-1.
Well, all of them.
I think
I'm just talking about Buzz.
Okay.
The probability of the Earth being flat or round.
No, the
of them
astronauts
lying.
lying. The astronauts lying.
Oh, the astronauts lying about going into space?
Well, a lot of
Going
it.
to the moon. Yeah, well, Buzz, what's the probability that Buzz is lying about going to the moon? And that what he told that 8-year-old is true. What is the probability?
50. At least 50-50.
For me, I'd put it at relatively low probability, but not beyond the realm of
50-50.
not beyond the realm of possibility.
Fair enough.
Either or.
15-20% likelihood that he's lying.
Right, ISS footage. You know what we're talking about. The bouncing on the strings, the hair. The fake gravity
That
dropping.
little kid asked that. He got mad. He said, "Look, I can't get an answer. You're not supposed to ask that. You just shut up." He wanted to tear into him. They won't tell me. How the hell can I tell you?
Eggshells? ISS probability?
I think the ISS is there, yeah. I think that's quite a high probability exists.
That's fake?
Well, can we get some video on the building of it? I mean...
Wait.
I mean, listen, hold on. We video one small step for man, one large step for mankind, but we don't have one videotape of any of the ISS being built up there. What about the first one? You guys remember the first one?
I remember seeing it on TV after it was built.
I'm Googling now.
Yeah, but from the photos that... did you say high probability it's real? Is that what you said?
Yeah, sure.
There's no way.
You don't listen. It was Skylab.
Sure.
I'll help you out. Skylab.
No way. The ISS not there. No fucking way.
Yeah, we never seen video of Skylab being built, launched, any of that either. And that was the first one. But then again, 30 years prior, we could videotape men on the moon.
ISS is no fucking way there.
Do you guys remember Skylab?
Something's up there. A friend of mine tracked it and got a picture of it with his P900.
Well, up where though? Can you verify where it is?
Well, where they said it was going to be, and then he went out with his P900.
So how did you verify distance?
Well, just more that there's something up there.
Well, yeah, that's what I meant. So you
convinced there's something
up where was my question.
Yeah.
So you specifically can't say where. You can say that I viewed something that I shouldn't have been able to see because it's literally no bigger than the football field. So by the math, you would think it has to be in low Earth orbit, and not in the thermosphere, which is not low Earth orbit. So there's your first clue.
100% battle mode. And it doesn't mean that what the observation or the image, is what they're telling us either. It doesn't mean there's people on it going 17,000 miles an hour.
Right. That's Skylab. See that bamboo rollout, like people used to put on their front porches, and just put the bamboo rollout up and block the sun, bro. getting real hot in here.
Yeah, I found a video. Did I not post it yet? I found a video claiming to be of its construction. I don't think there's none.
What's construction?
ISS.
Oh. On the ground or in space?
Yeah.
This is where we're going to build this module and we're going to launch this module.
Yeah.
On a rocket and we're going to float it.
Yeah, because it was built very over a number of years, was my understanding.
Well, yeah, but there had to be people up there, right, constructing it. That's what we want to see. The construction of the ISS in space. Just like we seen Buzz take that step. And then lift off. Remember, we watched the lander lift off. They went back and picked that damn astronaut up after they were done.
You won't find it riding on eggshells because the one thing about the flat earthers, they went looking for it with a fine-tooth comb.
Won't find which?
You won't find the ISS being built.
I just posted a video that claims
in space.
No, you won't find it because it's been the internet's been scrubbed.
I've just posted it. It's
like
on
with a fine-tooth. Gee, listen to me. Like, it doesn't exist. The building of it.
Click on the link.
Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen other videos too. This doesn't exist.
Listen, all it shows is a production where certain parts are launched from a shuttle. It doesn't show the action.
Sorry.
I've seen this one, so it just
don't you feel
show
like it's moving the goalposts then? If because what you said is there's no videos of its construction, and now you're moving to
there's no
videos of its construction are fake.
No, specific. Listen, the goalpost hasn't moved.
That's not what's being said.
Hold on. There's no construction here. It shows the launch of certain modules out of a shuttle, but they don't show anybody attaching them together, constructing them in space.
You can see the construction of cars.
55 seconds. I can see them attaching modules at 1:33. I can see.
What is the probability?
Hold up, Bong. At 55 seconds, the arm is moving to place the shuttle in the attached capsule into orbit. It's attached to an arm.
Sure.
A crane boom in the shuttle. What are you talking about?
Well, it looks like it's attaching bits to other bits to leave them out in space, which is what I would call construction.
Okay. What is the probability that what you're watching has been produced? Like,
entirely possible. That's entirely possible, but it's a different.
So what is the probability that it's not real? It's a Hollywood production.
I don't know the probability. I think I contend that it's possible, as I try to contend with all things, even improbable things. But the point I'm making is it sounds a bit like moving the goalpost because it sounds like what
part of construction don't you understand? The goalpost hasn't moved.
So what is this showing then? At 1:59, it looks like they've got a fairly big structure.
Well, I posted it. You can look right at it and see what it shows at 55. Now you want to jump to 1:59.
2 minutes 30. There's an even bigger thing with some large solar panels. I'm not sure. Do you mean like a time lapse continuous from zero to everything? And then it seems to show people getting on board.
Yeah, it's not moving the goalposts. It's just it's been thoroughly researched, my man. Thoroughly.
Yeah, he accepts this for the construction, the full construction of it. And listen, we understand that it's been built over periods of time. So 1:59, you said it shows what?
I think I said 1:55. It looked like he was, guiding those two modules together, whatever the hell they are. And
like you
might 2 minutes.
Really,
30, it looks like we've got a big old.
Is this way? Are you seeing the same thing at 1:55 that I am?
I get that you see it as fake, but it seemed like the starting statement
I'm not saying it's fake. I'm saying I don't see what you're saying.
So
I'm not seeing what you're seeing. Where's the two attaching in 155? That's a screenshot of 155.
Word.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is his attachment of two modules.
Right striped thing looks like it's being attached to whatever that thing is on the left.
Right. Well, that's where it came from. That's origin. That's the shuttle.
Sure.
in the deployment mechanism.
Yeah, and they're attaching it to something.
Deployment. No, it's being deployed.
Right.
You can't just skip through it. You got to actually listen to the guy saying, "This is what we're doing here. Here we're deploying the other module."
You must be getting a different one to me. I've only got music on mine.
You can't hear that?
It's the link you posted. Riding on eggshells.
It's weird. Mine's got music playing throughout the entire clip. I must have posted one and gone to a different one. Yeah, music throughout the entire clip.
See, I can't talk for anybody else in the room, but when this journey started, for me, I wanted the Earth to be a globe so much. So much.
Why?
I was attached to it. Emotionally and psychologically, and I thought physically, all three.
Would you think it would be possible that now you're the other way around? You're attached to it being flat?
Here's the last question about this video.
No, I don't have any attachment to
I got one last question about this video.
How would you determine that?
How do we verify this?
Because
that's a great question. That's a great question.
Yeah.
I'm not able to verify it. I'm not presenting it as verification. It just seemed that you made the claim that it wasn't being constructed, and it looks like it is. There wasn't a video of it being constructed, I beg your pardon, and it looks like
that's just a video of two separate pieces being deployed.
Yeah. There's video of something being constructed somewhere. That's the conclusion, right?
So changing what I'm saying.
And they've also shown us a picture of the blue marble, right? Even though there's no curvature. You see, they've also shown us pictures of Mars, shown us pictures of Jupiter, right?
Yeah.
So can we know that what is the probability that they are lying to us? I mean, see, we're back in the same saddle. We can't verify any of it.
Sure. Yeah, it's certainly possible. Anyway, I gotta go bouldering now, guys. Have a good afternoon. I'm gonna go climb and try not to poop myself.
Walk of shame.
Climb safely. All right, eggshells. We'll continue later. Yeah, have a good one. Be safe.
Bye.
Yeah, climb on eggshells.
Climbing on eggshells.
He wants that emotionally attached to the flat Earth soundbite. He wants that bad.
Whoa!
I can meet him. I can meet him halfway. I can tell him that.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I felt a little bit claustrophobic once my universe shrank a whole bunch.
And to come back to what you asked, Bong, I started to realize if Earth wasn't planet or globe, I started to realize just intuitively, oh gosh, I'm going to have to ask some bigger questions.
Yeah.
That was a little bit like, oh shit.
Well, when he asked you if you felt like the opposite, yet you were attached to flat Earth, I was going to say no, that you detached from the globe Earth. I mean, of course you're going to be attached to whatever you're experiencing, of course, but as long as it's real, you're going to be attached to it, of course.
You know what it left me with was uncertainty. And at first, I wanted to replace it with something, and I saw that the dome world or the pizza dish world was there waiting for me, and I was like, nah, that seems like a setup. So I just stayed with the uncertainty. and I didn't need to replace it with something like just fill in the gap. Like I had a gap, and so I just have to replace it with something to make myself feel certain and better. I didn't do that. I just stayed with the uncertainty.
Did any of us feel the need to replace Santa Claus when we found out he wasn't real? I mean, I never actually believed in him to begin with because I found out that he wasn't real before I found out that he was supposed to be real. But either way, do we need to replace him?
Not really, because now that you know Mom and Dad is really Santa, there's your replacement, right?
It's funny how psychological this stuff is.
So it's called a psyop.
Right. Yeah.
Psychology is the big thing. You know, it is the topic of mind control.
Mm-hmm.
Psychology is how you learn product. You know, how to lie. Propaganda is where you learn behavior, how to manipulate behavior, manipulate people's opinions. That's where, so I think you're right, yeah.
And the product is the globe. And they had to market it and then take it to market and almost sell it to people.
Yeah. Like a religion.
Yeah. A big sigil.
You could tell the people who are religious about it, they get angry when you tell them that it's not real. That's how you know they're religious.
Why do you think they get angry?
Same reason why a Christian would get angry if you said Jesus isn't real or God isn't real.
Mm.
You know, it's attachment.
Right. I like it that he keeps coming back to the room, though. It can kind of see he's working on himself, which I respect.
The reason why they'd get angry is because most people don't like admitting that they've been fooled. Myself, on the other hand, I'm quite the opposite. I actually like it being proved wrong because afterwards I feel like I've learned something.
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah. It seems to take a little bit of courage from some people to admit or accept that they're potentially fallible or that they can make a mistake or be wrong about something. Like some people are very stubborn and unwilling to do that.
Yeah. For me, I felt like I was living behind the scientific world and moving into some kind of like fantasy world. You know, that's what's like, wait. But then that means but then that mean, you know what I mean? You're like, wait. Yeah. Is this science or is this you know what I mean? You're like, wait a minute. If I go here, then that means all that science stuff that I thought I knew is well, am I gonna live in a fairy tale? Like, you know, like Middle Earth. This is ridiculous. You know, I had that like, this is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you felt like you were leaving the real world and entering some dream world, you know, flat Earth. But that's how attached that's how attached I was. Pride, man. For weeks. It was weird. Scared.
It's good to hear that. Not that you were confronted or scared, but I think if we all, like, if there was some kind of cathartic... This is what I started to realize on a panel I was on for a couple of years with other... It was both sides. Both sides would come, but I realized there wasn't like a helpline for any of us. And it was like, shit, there's nowhere to go. And
no counselor?
No. You know, and you'd be reluctant to drop it. Say if you had a therapist or something, like, imagine dropping
Send
that
you to the nut house.
I'm telling my psychiatrist, guys. I'm telling you. I've been convincing him. I kid you not. He's coming around.
So really? Good.
He's fucking coming around, dude.
How did you find help? I mean, how did you finally?
Oh shit!
Settle?
Long story is we'll just start talking, hanging around. We'll joke, we'll laugh, and then I slowly slid it in there. And there was a time there where he wasn't taking it at all serious, and it was just business there. But then finally, those little questions of, those little questions people start asking to go a little further, Of course, I started with other things, but then I finally hit him with that, and he was like, oh, shit.
I got another crazy one.
What's up?
Well, who do you talk to about flat Earth? Who do you talk to about how you're feeling when you're trying to make the decision? What, your dad? Who? The pastor? The therapist? An astrophysicist?
I don't know. Yes, that is like a good question, right? Who do you confide in? That's the better question, right?
Well, who's not going to treat you like you're crazy? Go ahead.
Well, I researched it for 6 months solid. I had severe cognitive dissonance. Severe. I would check it daily, sometimes 10, 15 times. I watched not just YouTube. I went back to the physics. I watched Cosmos again, other this wasn't just
all the way,
right? I went all the way back to the beginning, right? And then when I was 6 months, I was like, after 6 months, I was like, okay, I feel comfortable with this now. There's something that really doesn't fit here. I've got all these jigsaw pieces, and then it was like, I'm gonna it was on Facebook. It was like an anarchist kind of meeting, like for alternative ways of living, and they met in a library, and it was like, oh, cool, a room full of strangers, no one that knows me. And I went there, and there was a point in that exchange that they went to the floor and they said, "Does anyone have any questions?" And I dropped it there, just to get a gauge.
What happened?
Most of the people in the room had a knee-jerk reaction, and I brought up the thing. I said, it seems there's a question on the internet. It seems quite like a big question too, and that's potentially that the Earth isn't what we've been told. Like, what does everybody here think about that? And that's sort of where it started.
It's a good way to bring it up, honestly.
Yeah,
but
it's interesting. A little bit, yeah. Some people got triggered, definitely.
Like, this is what it is.
Yeah, I definitely got triggered. That was my first sort of real life interaction with like a true globe head.
Physical people.
Dude, God bless you, man. God bless you for doing that. Like, you're doing God's work right there.
Well, it gave me an indication of what I was getting myself into, because I hadn't stepped forward at that stage either. It was just something it was this private thing, and I was like, oh shit.
But see, that showed your humility at its best with no agenda. So you were speaking from a place just not too far from where they're at. And that's going to be heard because of the inflection, because of your sentence structure, because of the questions that follow. So I hope that some of those people end up in this server one day because you had the balls to lay it on the line and just say what you were thinking.
Yeah.
But it is the elephant in the room now, isn't it? At about any conversation, right? With any blue pill that's like, there's a flat Earth out there, dude. Right? Like,
so how did it go?
When to be honest with you, when I saw people getting triggered, I thought, I was not a troll at this stage either. So because I've done
physically angry.
Trust me. Yeah, like triggered, emotionally triggered, and starting to get flustered a little bit.
And like aberrated movement, like twitches.
Yeah, the voice starting to, and they want to stamp the foot. They want to, but I just was like, okay, I'll just let, and I just left. I was like, okay, I didn't mean to offend. I was all about that. I was like, okay, I didn't mean to offend anybody. I just thought it was interesting. I thought I'd bring it up. I don't mean any offense. And I was doing a bit of damage control too.
Yeah. Boys start stamping their feet. It gets a little crazy.
And I said, I really appreciate what you guys are doing. And then I brought it back to what they were actually there for. I said, it's really good. It's because they were talking about share economy, like exchange of energy rather than money. And house.
I believe they wouldn't explore it with you.
Yeah, there was just a real reluctance.
Whoa. Okay. What? Just moving on.
Yeah.
It really is, isn't it?
Well, that was one of the things that actually made me think, shit, there's something to this. And that's when I started to realize, and then I kept going with it. Like, then I reached out to my own family, and then my friends, and then Facebook was.
How did the friends react?
I'm surprised because I was in a pretty vibrant arts community where you think, there's open-minded people. I mean, there's all the sexualities, all the politics, transgender too, like they're all there. But not when it came to that, it was like, nah.
Flat Earth, man.
Yeah.
It's all there. You thought you could just maybe sneak it in there, but no.
I just thought people would be on, but I was like,
tell everybody you're flat Earth sexual or some bullshit. Those perverted bastards.
It's just weird.
Yeah, there's lots of diversity, but no diversity of thought.
Right. And I wouldn't make any wild claims. So I was all about the water. I was always about the water, and I thought, how can people not get on board with water? But there you go.
Oh, they honestly just never really thought about it.
Yeah.
And if they did, it was just using a premise that was already implanted.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't thinking about it.
If there's somebody out there that if we bring this up to them, that they could have such a non-confront to the point where they just just kind of just, I don't know, seize up and just can die because it's just too much of a non-confront.
Yeah, actually, there was I was on like Debate Central or something, and I came across this like 95-year-old aerospace engineer, and I was like, bro, please tell me you know that the Earth is flat. I was like, brother, please, I know you don't got much time left. Tell me you figured this out already. And then he literally, like, honestly, he sounded like one of those 12-year-old pieces of shit in Cogdis. I was so disappointed.
It's disappointing.
I was so disappointed. He actually sounded just like one of those dumbasses.
Man.
Yeah.
That disappoints me hearing that. That's almost depressing.
I mean, can you imagine all the genius that survived in the time that he was working? know,
95 too.
95 fucking years old on Discord, sounding like Lynchwick on crack.
Shit. That sucks.
Yeah. I felt so bad for him, man. I was like, you know what? You may have to come back because God didn't give you all the info this time.
Reincarnation.
I don't know. I was like, man, you may have to come back because you missed a lot.
Failed.
You weren't paying attention. Like, fuck, bro. You need to get on it, dude. You got some bills to pay. Shit. Yeah, I ripped into him real good, though. And I didn't feel guilty at all.
Dog. Like, that might crack. If you don't, like, cut through the awareness, maybe that is the gauge. There might be something there. What you're saying, it is funny, but it might be true.
You know, and I tried to question him. I tried to go down the chain of logic and then present some of the arguments and just, you know, I really try to like get into his mind and how he would legitimize this claim. I could tell he had never Googled it either. So it was like a really crisp argument, you know, from somebody who supposedly knew what the fuck they're talking about. And it was just failure beyond all comprehension. Like Jeez. An 8-year-old with a fucking iPad could have done better. And has. And I felt so sad for him.
Nothing to say. That's just like a terrible... Like, I can imagine you in that position and that happening and being like, you're kind of scared. You're shocked almost. Like, wow.
Yeah. I had...
Holy shit.
I mean, and I had compassion at first, you know, until he spoke. And then I couldn't hold my composure anymore. I was just so disappointed. And he was, you know, throwing, you know, flinging poo and everything. And then I'm just laying there on my bed talking to him like, oh man, I'm sorry to hear that. Like I literally just, I didn't have the heart to even argue with him. I felt so bad. I was like, man, I'm really sorry about that. Like he...
Yeah.
Like I didn't want to kill him or something, you know. I'm serious. I was like, you know, I'm sorry, bro. I don't know what else to say.
Was he a veteran of the Moon Wars?
I don't know, man. I don't know, but he was a piece of shit.
Nice.
Oh man.
You can have physical and violent reactions to just thoughts. It's just because they're so unable to confront like an idea that, yeah, I've seen fools like just straight up like, I don't know, like just crook. I don't even know how to explain it. It's like if you're not willing to take a look, then like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, you know, I was trying to show him stuff too, and he just, you know, it was just really bad. It was a slaughter. The guy was not prepared, not equipped.
You know, kind of been conditioned into, and you know, I respect my elders, but
yeah,
you know, you kind of,
well, dude, he was throwing memes around, like I said, like a 12-year-old. He was literally going, oh, like your butt's flat, or just like really dumb stuff. He didn't say that, but you can imagine, like it was really, really childish. Like the guy had regressed back to childhood. It's like he got old and then he went backwards. You know?
Yeah, maybe really he is in like a later stage of dementia, because isn't that what they do?
Maybe. I mean, that I wouldn't feel as bad if that were true.
Yeah, I think you should go with that route, dude. You'll feel a little bit better.
You don't have to feel bad at all. Like you didn't.
Dude, I have so much pain for humanity right now. Like I'm bleeding. My heart is bleeding out right now. People are so confused. Just in general, okay. This lockdown thing has really fucked up people really bad. There's a lot of paranoid people, a lot of confused people, A lot of people questioning their whole fucking life right now.
That's great.
Yeah,
That's
but
awesome.
they don't have the faculties to navigate that sort of shock. Yeah. These are dangerous fucking zombies. Zombies.
Yeah, no, I don't see it that way, but I hear what you're saying.
I feel you, Merle. I know what you're saying as well. Like, some of them I'm going to go pick up on it and learn. You know, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
But you know, years of conditioning to this point, like we're dealing with something else.
I actually, yeah, sorry.
Well, I was going to say, how did we come to this point in the beginning? I mean, like, I understand it was the 1930s or sometime around then where the Rockefellers started pushing the globe and started taking more control of the American educational system. But I'm just confused. Like I barely knew any of my grandparents because my parents are pretty old when they had me and they're pretty old when they had my parents. But I mean, like, did my grandparents know that the earth is flat? Did their parents know? Because I'm just wondering, like, how did we get to the point where for a couple decades straight, we let a bunch of a-holes in the classroom tell our children or their children that, you know, they live on a globe and they just never even bothered to tell their kids, oh, by the way, the earth is flat and stationary. I don't know if I ever mentioned that to you. I mean, how did we even get to this point to begin with is what kind of baffles me.
Well, when you systematically break, everyone's broke and they're always focused on trying to pay for their families. That's how you can do it, right?
And yeah, if you follow it from World War I to, and then you go through the Great Depression, and then you look into the printing press, and then you get to World War II, like, people are pretty crushed by then. And then you've got the baby boom, and then you got the 50s, Leave It to Beaver.
Well, it's not just like any particular events. It's
but it's systematic. It's a systematic
way. They're always kicking you at the heels.
Hey?
Golly gee, Wally, aren't you being a little hard on the beaver?
Exactly. But the beaver's us. That's our parents. The beaver.
Oh, no. Not for me.
Are you saying humanity likes to be treated like shit, kicked while it's down, robbed, and lied to?
All humanity knows.
He says they want to be treated like children. What the hell to do? Most people want to be told what's up. They don't want it to think. They're fucking lazy. Their mama tells them, and then they want to marry.
Yeah. What you see in children is there's a few rebel feral kids who give it to their parents, and good on them in a way, but there's a lot of naive, gullible, trusting little kids, and I think that's what once you're an old man or an old woman, like the grandparents, they know how to fuck like with little kids. My grandma and my grandpa used to fuck with me. I'm not talking in a weird way, mentally. And so they'd trick me, play tricks on me, and
make you think, make you use your fucking brain so you don't get fucked.
Exactly. And they cared about me. They wanted me to,
not be a gullible little chump.
That's it. Sharpen up, little dude.
Weren't they flat earthers, your grandparents and parents?
No.
Were yours, Whammer?
Earl had said, like, they're all around, like in your family. Everyone's kind of become a flat earther.
No, my grandpa was a Freemason. My other grandpa went to war. I didn't meet my grandma because she died.
What's war got to do with what we believe about the shape of the earth? I missed that.
Yeah. I think that the war.
So battle is usually done on level ground. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. He told me some stories about the war. I reckon
where the
he
front
had
line is.
That's it. I think he had a lot of PTSD from the war, but he didn't tell me about the shape of the earth, but he told me about the war.
A lot of people like to say that you can have trauma and not have PTSD. But a lot of people like to say that because it's something they're unaware of.
For sure.
They really don't know. They just know the 4 letters.
And they get paid for it, don't they?
I'm sorry, that's one that hits home, and a lot of people talk shit about PTSD that they have no fucking idea what they're talking about.
Yeah, no, you're fine, Battle Mod. I'm cool with you, man.
It's just trauma response, and how you. It's the problem with how they deal with the trauma. That's all.
Hey, Battle Mod, would you say we should go back to calling it shell shock so we can remind ourselves about what the cause of it is?
That's a good point.
Yeah, because it's kind of like a scared dog the first time you shoot a gun around him, you know what the hell to think. He runs forever until he stops, and then he's like, well, it wasn't that bad, and he comes around and you shoot the gun again. Eventually he's going to figure it out, but it's just getting a hold of yourself. You can see things at war that sometimes take a lifetime for you to gather your senses back up. So,
you just have to accept what was done.
People say PTSD as if every person who's ever been to war went batshit crazy like the one guy. And it's just not true. Could be just somebody needed help dealing with it, or they needed to hear it's not your fault or something.
I could see myself having an issue if I actually had to kill someone. I could see myself like a year later, or like once I'm out of war, being like,
salvation.
I did not do that. I'd be in denial for a little bit, probably.
Yeah, that's another aspect. Salvation issues driving you nuts.
Yeah, my Gramps, he was pissed. Like years later, he was pissed about it, and he sailed out from England to Australia, like with my grandma and my mum, and so they were 6 weeks or whatever at sea. So, however long it took, but that happened too. So, but yeah.
What happened at sea?
Oh, just the fact that they didn't fly here, you know what I mean? They fucking sailed from England.
But your mom and your dad just sailed there?
My mum and my grandparents.
Kind of cool, actually.
Yeah.
Was it during what?
Like after the war?
Okay. Kind of cool.
In
a big boat? Isn't that a dangerous trip?
I don't know if it's dangerous, but it used to be the way. That's how everyone used to get around.
I guess, you're right.
Yeah.
Definitely right about that.
Hey, I'm sorry about the doom and gloom. I just, I guess I'm putting a little bit of my own color on it.
Reality, right?
Dude, I'm so done with reality right now.
I hear you.
Like, give me the globe, bro. Just give me the globe.
Just hand me the steak.
Really though. Like right now, today.
I hear you.
So
no one ever said it was easy to live in reality, Riggs.
Yeah, that's the thing. It is the fantasy. It's that they say, "Oh, don't escape. You're trying to escape from reality." It's like, yeah.
It's an escape.
I think I actually lost my mind today. Like I was so happy that I didn't lose it the last several months, but I think I actually lost it today.
Thinking about not losing it, he started going.
Dude, the last. It was just the last straw. I think the last straw just broke the whole fucking thing.
Well, I hope you find it again before you get behind the wheel.
What happened?
Yeah, what happened with you, bud? 78-year-old guy? Was there another?
You say you're 78, Whammer? Damn.
Say what?
You're 78?
No, he was talking to some 90-year-old dude. That.
Oh, this was like a few years ago, Whammer, when that happened.
Wow.
Yeah, back when. Well, I guess those servers are pretty big now, but they were really, really busy then. Anyways, I guess like if the purpose of being alive is to like the betterment of man and like interaction within the species, you know, and with a certain level of trust, right? Like if you could never see another person, then that would kind of ruin the point, I think. Just a speculation, but
wait, like in terms of just interaction physically?
Yeah, like the fact that there is a part of life that only exists because of the bonding aspect. Like people talk about, oh, well, this is my job, or you know, I eat food or I work out or whatever, but you really wouldn't be human if it weren't for the human aspect where you actually interact with another one of you.
Absolutely.
Okay, so
we need each other. You need people.
Yeah, exactly. We need each other. And I feel like today was the last straw for me to be able to like feel like I could depend on or need other people, because you put your hand out, like in, what was that movie with Sylvester Stallone? You know, Cliffhanger or some shit.
Oh, yeah.
Put your hand out, and the other person is just like, I'm going to call right now, or something like that. You know, like, if they remove the human experience, then everything else is torture. That's what I'm trying to get to.
It's pointless.
It's pointless. And I think I got there. I think I'm ready to get rid of the human experience.
At least you understand it, though, right?
Oh, yeah. I know exactly why the fuck I'm not happy about it.
But hold on, though. You understand it, so you're learning something, obviously. Just like any big mountain you got to climb, there's going to be tough points. Okay? And then there's going to be great views. So just don't get it twisted. Like, you're just going through a momentary storm at the moment, and all storms pass, right?
Mm-hmm. And living in a world without love is fucked.
Yeah, this storm's not going anywhere.
It is. All storms end. They do.
I love you.
Cheers, Mom.
I got a storm within a storm within a storm, and it's been going on like this since before I had hope.
Riggs, I care about you, bud. So I hope that means something to you, because it's true, and I think a lot of people here care about you, man. So all I can tell you is tomorrow's going to be another day, and every day you got to work on yourself, man. You can't give up because it gets tough.
Yeah, I'm the one who needs to be worked on.
Yeah, you actually are. It's a blunt truth. Right? I am too, though. Yeah. We all are.
Yeah. Okay. I'll leave it up to God. If God wants to do work on me, beam me fucking up, Scotty. Whatever.
Oh no. Like, I work on myself. Try to do whatever I. Don't take it the wrong way. I meant like working like on your. You know what I mean? Like, you have to overcome these. And I hear you, bro. But at the same time, like, it's just part of the experience, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like in a way, like in this lifetime, the great work like never ends. There's always something to work on. Always. See it as a challenge.
And what's the fun in giving up and just cutting out? I mean, it might get pretty boring. the issues in our life are I'm happy I have problems. A man without problems isn't really living his life. Problems create your purpose.
Or if you're in a shitty place or in a not very nice place, it might force your hand or give you a kick up the bum a little bit to maybe get to a better place. And just not losing sight of it, like know that you can. Like you might feel hurt a lot at the moment, especially today. But you're not alone, and you're here, and you've just heard there are people who care about you. So take all that on board, and things aren't
well, thank you guys. Right? I appreciate it.
I think people here can totally relate to how you say you're feeling today. I mean, I certainly can.
That's unfortunate, but possible.
Yeah, but there are just moments that drive you to this point where you look at everything and you think, God, it's so surreal. Well, what is the objective here? I've been fooled. I've been lied to for so long. The whole thing just looks evil. That's what happened to me last year. Well, it happened to me until I found this Discord. I thought I was kind of losing my marbles. I would go from one day being like just laughing at everything, and because I have a very sardonic twist to my sense of humor as well. So I can deal with a lot of shit by, being quite dismissive and sarcastic, and I can have a very dark sense of humor. But somebody linked something in this chat a couple of days ago. It was this old woman who lives in Appalachia. And it's quite a long interview with her about her life, and she's just a woman who grew up on a mountain, and that's her home where she's been all over her life. She's in her 90s, and at the end, the interviewer said to her, I don't know exactly how he phrased it, but he was stuck finishing the interview. And from some question that he asked, she said, well, she guesses she will just carry on because as long as God has got work for her to do, he will keep her here. So I guess you have to find some work to do, Rex. You have to find something.
Yeah, busy work, right?
And that's a very good thing. When you're being creative, you're being just like God. When you're taking matter and you're displacing it, taking it from one place to another, that is you. That is the God side of you. You're creating, you're manipulating mass. You're living the fulfillment of, the reason why you are. I don't know if I made myself understood.
No, I heard you.
I'm here. I'm just chewing. My bad.
And then you can come here and you know that you are amongst people who have seen the truth just like you. Because I think we are a really unusual group of people. We've been thrown out from the system. We aren't really part of the world anymore. We stand outside of all their bullshit rhetoric, and we're banging on the window and we're saying to the ones inside, wake the fuck up.
I'm losing my mind because I'm tired of my best friends being avatars on the internet.
You don't have any real friends, friends from childhood or anything like that?
Not anymore.
You're out of them type thing?
That shit went away. It went away with truth. It went away with moving. It went away with losing my job 10 times because the economy shifted. It went away with the news. It went away with who's being elected or voted on. It's all division. And it's so much division that people don't even know what living is or what the purpose is.
I think you've tapped into something quite deep here, though. So think of everyone, a relationship. Let's go a conventional one, a male and a female,
preferably,
and they never meet, and the only contact they have is through the internet.
This is what they want. This is the goal. What was that movie, right, with Sylvester Stallone, The Three Seashells? Demolition Man?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. People don't connect anymore.
Yeah, I still don't know how to use the 3 seashells. Can you tell me?
Yeah, I don't either.
I can't even imagine it.
We've fallen right into it, haven't we? Here we are, right?
Because I know for me, I've felt exactly that same way, Riggs, and it's also on the other side, I've felt the support of the collective and the think tank and the people that are here. So it's funny that it can flip, like almost like there is an equator and two poles, and on one side is this loneliness and this despair, and it's like a void, and then on the other side it's community and connection.
Listen, bro,
comrade, like all this stuff.
I hear you on the internet thing. If we were face to face earlier, I would have seen the concern in your face, and I'd have stopped everything I was doing to sit down and talk. So it's hard on the internet to know when people really need you. But that doesn't mean it doesn't matter to me. I was busy earlier, and I apologize. I thought you needed to talk.
I
can appreciate your situation. I've been through that myself.
What situation?
Well, from past events to recent events to all that. To it all building up on your shoulders so you feel like you're ready to break.
Yeah, man, it's a little too heavy right now. I've been there. My boat is capsized.
I've had a capsized boat, dude.
You gotta crawl up on top and float on the top that's still up. And say, I want to live. This life isn't over for me yet.
The water is so comfortable.
Yeah, don't let the globers hold you down with their gravity.
Listen, I've been there, bro. When you can't swim, sometimes you gotta take a deep breath and just float.
Pedal like fuck, bro.
Have you thought about getting to a place with a nice scenery? You know, like maybe a beach?
I was listening to some smooth oldies earlier, like Marvin Gaye kind of stuff, and it was really nice.
It's nice.
Back when people would actually,
real people
give each other high fives and shit.
I've been really trying, baby, trying to hold back these feelings for so long. And if
it really was real, like then. It's really become so non-real.
Everything's so non-real, man. It's not human anymore. It's people sharing memes.
Oh,
that's it.
I hate the internet. Like 5 years ago, I sit down and watch a movie with my family and we have a conversation. Today, I got to bring my laptop because they'll be texting each other. And if I want to get in the conversation, I got to text.
You got to text them your next question.
Oh, yeah. And I'm old school as hell. You know, eventually I get mad and I need a new laptop because I just broke the laptop and slapped 2 kids in the back of their head. Damn it, use your words.
Yeah, this whole cell phone and internet and...
There's 2 ways to look at this, though, dude. You can easily say this as well, right? Well, the information, blah, 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 has, become too much of a burden. And you blah, blah, and it hurts, and you give up, right? However, at the other side of the coin, right, you're armed with all of this knowledge, and we know knowledge is power, right? So...
It'll definitely help me make an informed decision.
He don't know the half of it, does he? It's not his fault, really.
Even teach.
He's young. He hasn't been fucked around enough. He's a nice guy, though. He'll probably get there. Somebody will put him through the ringer someday, and then he'll be there. He's just still young and full of ambition.
It really feels like for humanity, between my connection to humanity and me, like, I actually can feel my heart collapsing. I can really feel it crushing in on itself.
Feel the weight of the world on your shoulders.
It might sound weird, but it's actually a healthy place to be.
It is. Just remember, when you can't jump hurdles, bro, you gotta fucking crawl over them.
Like, I can't speak for any... I've been there, Rig. Like, you pop out the other side, it's weird. It's almost like you do die without... It's like you die without dying. It's not a physical death.
Yeah, I'm just afraid what's going to be left.
Well, it's kind of... It is... Have you ever heard that thing of, like, being reborn or rebirth?
Every day's a rebirth. Chance to build a new life.
Got any acid?
A new you.
Take a tab, I'm telling you, dude.
Yeah. I don't know about that. He sounds pretty fucking...
Like that will force you to get through that.
Listen, it sounds to me like he got fed up with division, like I have done. At my age of divorce, I gotta go look for... Here's an example. Go out, look for a woman, right? You feel like we're all separated.
Back out there on the horse, Michael.
Hold up, wait a minute. Yeah, listen. We're all separated. Phones separate us. Technology separated us. You go to the bar, you see this awesome-looking girl. She gives you a smile. You give her a smile. You go over and talk to her, and she can't get her face out of her phone. Then when you walk away, she wants to say something to you, but then you're already fed up, and you're like, yeah, whatever. Later. And you wonder,
this sounds like you didn't close the deal, dude.
No, you...
Whoever would know about that.
Yeah, I don't have problems closing the deal. So. But you wonder whether the people in the bar were ever worthy of you risking your life to secure their freedoms, or whether you should continue, even hang out in the bar, or wherever you're at.
Right.
And try again.
But I'm not saying I'm putting my life on the line. Like, I've never been to war like that. I haven't signed up for the service. But when you're doing God's work,
people are a big disappointment, bro.
I mean, it's tantamount to the same sort of thing to me. I mean, spiritually, to me.
I agree. It's spiritual warfare.
Your life's on the line every day here. It really is. Just living.
No, I agree with you that, bro. I'm trying to save somebody's mortal soul.
Obviously, there's not whizzing bullets around, but life is it. Yeah, dude, it's a serious...
Sometimes you sound like a 50 cal bullet just whizzing right by my head, bro.
What'd you say?
I just don't even know how that reality exists. The whole, like, bullets whizzing by people's heads.
Right, like, unbelievable.
It seems like you made the wrong turn before you even got to my question. Like, I just can't support... everyone's brainwashed, man. I can't support any wars or anything.
Well, I've experienced them, but that don't mean I'm back them, bro. It's just experience.
Yeah, I know. We talked about this before.
We talked from experience. I wouldn't tell anybody to go to war.
The last thing you should want to do.
What's wrong?
If anyone says anything different, like they want to go to war, they don't know what they're talking about.
Give your life up for service to people who don't even deserve it, to a political group that doesn't deserve it, for unrighteous, propositions and missions.
Michael,
but if we don't go to war, how are we going to drop all these peace bombs?
Hold on, what about the war itself, though? I mean, are you even fighting someone legitimate? Is this a legitimate fight? Or are these just goon squad, like CIA goon squads showing up you're shooting at?
It's all about winning hearts and minds, you guys. Come on.
I'm just curious, like an actual war. Are they? I know they're fighting, but are they actually fighting like legit? You know what I mean? Like, are there two sides that are really fighting over? You know what I mean? Or is it some staged event?
I don't believe so. And having said that, I'm going to say I think you missed the point, because that was the point.
You know what I'm saying, though, bro? Like, I'm sure you were shooting at someone. Like, is that the enemy, or is that some
You're going into depth into my point, but things are best left said short and sweet. Is it real? Was it worthy? Was it righteous? No.
You know, the first fully televised war was the night that the USA it was a tank battalion that moved in and started bombing Baghdad city. That must still be on the internet. I was working in a drug and alcohol place where people come to get treatment for
rehab.
Yeah, they get methadone mostly.
Oh, clinic.
And in there was a Iraqi doctor, and he couldn't practice as a psychiatrist because he had recently arrived here. So for 2 years, he had to work he had to work alongside a British psychiatrist, and then through this peer system, that psychiatrist would then vouch for him, and only then would his psychiatric qualification be regarded as good enough so that he can practice here. So what he was doing is he learned acupuncture. So I wasn't working full time at that time. I went to an agency and I was just I was working here, there, and everywhere. And I got stuck in this thing where I'm still now working in psychiatry. So that night, I went home and I saw this whole thing play out on the television where Baghdad city was like, wow, it was a spectacle with all the artillery, going through the air and all the big explosions and whatnot. And I knew that guy was from Baghdad. He had family there. So the next day when I went to work, I didn't see him. I only saw him about 3 days after. And so at one point I asked him, are you okay? And everybody in there knew this guy, knew him well before I knew him. I'd only been there for like 3 weeks or something. And absolutely nobody, he said to me, you are the first person who actually asked. So for people who'd worked alongside this guy, got to know him, knew where he was from, knew where his family was from, nobody had sort of connected that, that he's a guy. And he said to me, you are the first and only person here who has asked me that. So I think it is this whole technology,
Do you think that was because television. Of the workplace or because of society or the UK or?
I don't know. I just think people are not in reality.
Yeah, I think I feel you with that story, and also with Riggs. I think the challenge I'm going through is that these people that are not in reality. I mean, we still got a lot to learn, of course, but we know that these people are in a matrix of sorts.
Yeah.
They are the enforcers of the system. That is the saddest part, and that's sometimes the hardest part to get through, because they are not the enemy. They are not actually the enemy. They are just the Agent Smiths.
Yes, they are lending it legitimacy. You know, when I was really young, I was just sort of in my late teens. My brother lived not far away from me, and he came to see me one weekend with his new girlfriend. And it was this most weird thing, because so I thought, okay, my brother is in a new relationship, you know, he's very in love, and this girl had like really great tits. And when my brother came to see me that day, he was just a little bit like, I didn't know him that way. So I thought, okay, it's the whole I'm in love thing. But that day when he came to see me, he brought me a book, and it was called Dianetics, A Science of the Mind. And it's the flagship book for Scientology. And I got quite involved in Scientology. My brother ended up from buying that book on the street in Cape Town. He ended up being the ethics director like 2.5 years later, and in their main branch in South Africa. So he went up the ladder really, really quick. And I went along with it. I did a few courses. I found it captivated my attention until I found out about the whole Xenu spaceship bullshit. Then I just went to my brother and said, "No, seriously, what?"
You only need to go through the first, like, some of the basic stuff. That's the best stuff.
The point that I want to make is, like, in their tech, you know, they have the whole spiel that they put to you.
Getting audited.
But there is one thing that's very valid that they do, and it's
auditing.
When they have their auditing sessions with you, that's like you're on the psychiatrist's couch now. Then they audit you, and it's like a kind of regression therapy, where they take you back to a point in time in your own life, and then you relive everything.
Yeah.
And when you do that, it takes the pressure, or it takes the charge out of it, so that it has no more emotional control over you when you remember those things, because you are reliving it, you're talking about it,
confronting it.
Yes, and it's that confront. So when they bring you out of that regression, they follow this procedure where they say they count you back from 10 to 1, and then at the end, when they get to 1, they snap their finger and they say to you, "You are now in present time." And in other ways as well, they will say to you, they'll snap their finger at you and they'll say, "Come up to present time."
Yeah.
And it's a very
interesting.
It works, I tell you.
Fucking works. Thank you.
Oh yes, it does.
I've always thought this worked.
So even though I know exactly what kind of a cult they are, I didn't get enmeshed in it where I sold myself to them for 1 billion years. My brother left.
But you can't throw out the baby in the bathwater. There's still that tech is real.
Yeah.
What are you on about?
I'm telling you, it is.
I'll talk about, if I may, when I was into.
If you've never audited,
became
you
a
really don't know what
Christian
we're talking about.
7 years ago. Well, sorry, 9 years ago. Before that, I was into the New Age for quite a bit, and there are some very powerful techniques that the New Age, these different cults and what I call deceptions use, that because you're disconnected from these abilities and these therapies in real life, you know, people expect you to just drink or watch TV and forget about all your problems. So for those who are sensitive to it, these techniques can, be very powerful. Unfortunately, though, it's been corrupted by Satan. With
no, the thing is, we're just talking about some very basic. Like, we're not really going too much further than just that. Like, there's some very interesting. There's some very interesting work going on, and I'm not talking any higher up. I'm just talking fundamental Hubbard. I'm telling you, it's some powerful stuff.
Yeah, I mean, the techniques that in all these things, they do work to a certain extent. The problem is that they lead you down into a path. So they
only if you're continuing on in Scientology. I'm talking about outside of Scientology. You don't have to be in Scientology to do this if you have an auditor around.
But do you believe in the tool that they use with the voltage?
Oh, dude, have you used
listen,
it?
bro, I'm going to beat you in the 2021 with Scientology. What's up? Get my taser.
Like pro-Scientologist. I'm just saying, have you ever actually used it? I have.
Oh, we're going to help you out, bro.
They've smeared it so bad. You guys are flat out just saying it's bad, and I get it. You know, that's like the globe, kind of, right?
Don't fight it. You're going to make it harder. Get the taser. We couldn't afford the big dial board, so we just got a taser in a cattle prod.
The lady knows what I'm talking about.
It's okay.
Yeah, a good shot therapy will bring your ass to reality.
Errol, did you believe what?
I don't know what they're doing, though. They're forcing you to confront your inner conflicts that they believe are the root of all your issues. And the truth is that they've had some serious, actual, like, legitimate, like, conclusive results from these things. And you ask anyone that's done it, they can agree. Like, holy shit.
Oh, it sounds a lot like hypnotism. It sounds a lot like hypnotism.
No, it's the antithesis of hypnotism.
Yeah,
right. That's what it's like. Yeah, it's almost like the opposite, right? Exactly. Yeah. And instead of going under, you go up. Like you're more aware and
they're confronting your own issues.
How do they immerse you in your issue?
Well, that's what I was saying. Like he said, it depends on the sensitivity. Of the
how to read you. They know if you're aberrated. They know if you're wandering. If your eyes are wandering, they know when you're out of the present. They make you touch the walls of the room to get back into the present. There's a whole thing. These guys aren't that stupid. I'm telling you. And I'm only talking about this one specific thing. Anything beyond that, I don't. You know, I just found that very interesting because it works for a lot of drug addicts as well.
Oh my god. You're gonna let the 4-foot midget whack you with the electricity? Scientology, what the hell is his name?
I actually admire L. Ron Hubbard to some extent, absolutely. And you know what? That's just me judging him. I don't know the side that's actually a monster, but look, I don't.
I think you're talking about David Miscavige.
No, I don't give a shit about him. He's a crook. He's a crook. Okay, like.
The little black-haired midget guy.
Yeah, he's a scumbag. I agree.
Whatever.
Yeah, he's a scumbag.
Look, it's definitely a cult. They are extorting people. They seek to control.
Absolutely.
But the value of some of the knowledge that they put out there is indisputable.
Thank you.
I will explain it to you like this: when they first get you,
you can use trauma to program people. You know,
no, really. If you
we
can
use the same techniques in the military when we're questioning people or recounting for information.
No, this is different. This is actually well, like hypnotism. I don't know how to explain. What's the word? What's the opposite for hypnotism? Scientology, I guess.
You can drop all that though. It's just auditing and some of his basic premises, which are really interesting. You know, he's got some great quotes. I mean, you should take a look before you kind of judge him, the man.
Yeah, I think the emotional scale and the way that works, and the way they want you to get to a state of clear, I think that's all valuable information. And that's what I was, that's why I even mentioned this, because Riggs was saying that it feels as if people are, not in a state of reality. You find it hard to connect with people nowadays because, first of all, you see them walking around in masks and, you're just supposed to keep a distance from them. So
it is a weird atmosphere.
That's why I said, and I've just reminded myself to come up to present time.
I'm just not dealing. It's like 100 times worse than the way you explained it. I'm just not dealing.
Well, maybe it's because it's not people you're dealing with. I mean, you know what I mean?
What are you having trouble with, Riggs? Is it the people? Is it yourself? I mean, can you share a bit more?
Tom Cruise is really Tom.
I don't know. I would like to think I'm pretty easy to get along with. But assuming that's true, then yeah, I'd say people are just they're not human anymore.
But that's kind of an issue coming from you, right? Your perspective out.
Well, it's from my perspective, yeah. I think people have their bootloader's been hacked and their fucking firmware is all jacked up and they're not human anymore. And they don't feed me.
By that, listen,
remember what
I hear you saying is people have lost their humanity. They have no love of mankind.
Yeah.
They have no care.
That's what Jesus said.
They have no remorse, no regret, no concern.
Greedy.
The tears.
They just keep on that NPC shit looking for the laugh while you're
haters of truth.
Fucking heart out.
Yes.
And I get my Bible tomorrow, so I can't wait to rip out all the quotes.
That's a great start. Praise God.
Don't get lost in them quotes like a lot of people do. Don't forget to live it.
What Bible are you getting, Riggs?
ESV.
What
Just
Bible are you
paperback.
getting?
ESV, he said.
Just a paperback ESV, $8.
English Standard Version.
Yeah, ESV's alright.
I could send you an old one. Prefer an older one? 1800 KJV Study Bible.
What book really did it for me was Lao Tzu, Taoism. That did it for me in terms of like when I read that. Anytime.
Oh yeah, me too, bro. That was a good one, huh?
It just
for anybody.
It hits you. It hits you.
Yeah, I don't recommend any New Age or Eastern stuff. I've been through that and it nearly killed me, destroyed me forever.
Sue's not New Age, like.
Yeah, Taoism is ancient as it gets.
Yeah, like
it's not a New Age thing.
Yeah, I mean, New Age is real.
What is this New Age?
You apply that. Listen, New Age is his doctrinal belief on the ascension ideals. He'd say they're New Age ideals when it's actually ancient teachings.
Bible's
New read them both. I'm just saying, I love that book.
But Bible's New Age.
Bible is New Age. Yes, it is. I would rather read from the Apocrypha. Or the Bishop's Bible. Or the Vulgate.
I just want to add, because I need to run to the garden center. I'm starting to grow loads and loads of vegetables, and I have to start today. But I just want to say before I go.
You're planting?
Yeah.
Nice.
I just want to say, for a person like me, and there was somebody in here earlier who was saying how this has all made him feel, because the flat Earth realization is so new. I really need you people.
Hey, can I tell you what I do? I'm a third generation farmer. When I work on the berry patch,
we need each other.
When I add a new berry bush to the patch, as I'm putting it in the ground, I actually welcome it to the patch.
Yes.
Welcome it to the family and talk to it with love.
Yes.
Seriously, I talk to my plants as I plant them.
Thanks for reminding me.
I tell them, there you go, you're going to need that blanket of dirt. Here's a drink to get you going.
Thank you, I will do that. So remember
Here's
that,
some
please.
nitrogen.
The new people, we need you guys.
Yeah, it's a two-way street. See, it's good for the plants, but it's good for you to be able to talk to something about whatever you want and just get it out.
Well,
we're always getting new plants every day.
Thank you, Ariel. If I'm not around, somebody will be.
No, not really. It's not really true, Riggs. You're kind of the only Riggs.
Once you start reading the Bible and other scripture like Book of Enoch 1, it will all start to make sense why people are and what's happening to them, what's happening to the world, and it's not something new. It's happened before. It'll happen again.
I'm just at the point where I don't even think people are in control anymore. I think everybody is just like a robot that God is controlling just to fuck with me in synchronicity.
No.
God gave us. Like, are you guys all just computer?
I have a power-up station in my closet over here. I plug in every night.
God gave us free will. That's the thing, right? To choose.
I understand what you're saying, Riggs.
I think when you start reading the Bible, you're going to be comforted because you're going to hear a voice that you need to hear. You know what I mean? So,
listen, that's why I'm not offering you my opinion. I
really think it's unraveling right now. Like, things aren't making sense to me anymore.
I think I had that exact
it will make
same
sense soon.
thought a few days ago.
It will make sense soon. Don't worry.
Hold on, I'm not so sure it's supposed to make sense. That's what makes sense to me.
I don't think you really grasp what he's saying. I've been there, bro. I know what you're saying.
I know exactly where he's at. It's a good place to be. Dude, ultimately it takes a kind of a
I don't have no answers or no opinions. I just tried to ride it out so I didn't feel like that anymore.
I stopped trying to control everything in my life. I used to be a control freak, everything. Well, I kind of still am, but when I let go, you know what I mean? Like, I can't control everything. I can't control what people do. Yeah, I can't control what people think. You know what I mean? It's like planting a seed.
You gotta let it go.
I can plant the seed, right, and do everything I can, but I gotta let God do His
work. We all live in our own minds, and that's the problem. You're on one thing while the rest of the world is on another, and we all got our own focuses.
Riggs, are you isolated?
We all live.
Sure, yeah.
I think that's probably step one. Is just isolation. Maybe get out and jog. Start working on your body.
If you listen to what he's saying, he's feeling isolated because he lost his connection, lost his humanity.
Have you ever seen?
It's all real, or is he just pulling the things in my mind?
It doesn't matter where I go. It just feels like
same bullshit.
Rig, have you ever
meat suits are dead. Yeah, what's that?
Have you ever seen The Matrix or They Live?
Yeah, I've seen The Matrix. I don't know why, but I've seen like parts of They Live, but for whatever reason, I haven't seen the whole thing.
You gotta watch it, man.
I don't think I need to anymore.
Well, I'm just saying.
Yeah,
I leveled up, so I don't know if I need to.
Throw on some comedy or something.
Well, just the only reason I mention it is because you sound like somebody who's just watched like either of those two films.
Just been through the fucking deep.
Honestly, it feels like I've been betrayed by God, and that all of His creations are just here to fuck with.
No, that's bro.
That's what it feels like.
That is see. This is the argument. I used to think like that, but that's the argument of Lucifer. See, this is the enemy's argument. Okay. God doesn't know what He's doing. He's just using us as toys. But you and I know when we look at the care and the love that the Creator put in the world, that's not His character, right? So He's not messing with us. He gave us free will. You ever thought about it like that?
I know all the arguments, Bong. I also went vegan after the fact.
All this awesomeness can't have come from a troll god just messing with us. You know what I mean? All this.
I don't think I can know that anymore.
Are you still vegan?
That's people you're talking about. You're talking about people, right? Well, look at it. We're here. See?
I've been vegan for about 2 weeks. I'm
But what's really bothering you, Riggs? There's something else bothering you, dude.
Wait, what are you laughing
Are you angry at God?
What am I laughing about?
Finish. Can I finish what I'm saying? Jesus felt just like you. He's called the suffering servant. His whole life, 33 years, that's all he felt like. He felt he was brokenhearted for people. He wanted to say, and he even said, "Oh, how much I've wanted to bring you unto," like the way a hen brings her, her brood under her wings, and Jerusalem, her people. So yeah,
Jesus I'm starting to think of maybe I'm just imagining everybody.
Okay.
Oh, simulation. Now,
no, I'm like actually losing my shit right now.
Yeah, that's called depersonalization. That can be quite serious. Like, have you actually seen anyone about it? I'm not saying that psychiatrists are the best, but
nah, you don't need to see anyone.
Well, if you are in my mind, then you're giving me some great advice. So just keep going.
Are you on?
Welcome to my world, Riggs.
Are you on? Depersonalization is quite serious.
Are you on drugs?
I've been like this.
No, man. No, I mean,
no.
He's on some heavy.
I had a little bit of pot, but I'm just having it to deal with the feeling. So I'm just regular.
Yeah, you're self-medicating to drugs. Maybe. Sometimes the pharmaceuticals, I know a lot of people don't like it, but sometimes they can be a first line of intervention. Because I take them, I still take them. Praise God, I've cut down a lot of it. But what you describe, I've been through, where anxiety, depersonalization, not knowing what's real. Some medications also can cause, and drugs can cause you to feel like you're floating.
I'm not ready to hear the fucking commercial right now. I appreciate it, but you just went way too far. That was the exact reason why I don't have a television. And you just brought it back to my life.
Is there a girl issue, dude?
It's not just girls, man. It's literally people. Like I'm
talking about any girl, like your girlfriends we loved.
I've opened all the doors, and I'm not too pleased with any of them.
What do you mean by open the doors? That's a very
did you expect,
powerful term.
What I expect? I don't know.
What did you really expect? We know
did
truth
you open
is
doors
harsh.
to the demonic realm or something?
I didn't expect the worst.
Relax about
How did you open those doors? Because you need to close them in Jesus' name.
Oh man!
What is going on right now?
I'm just trying. I asked you what you expected, though, because it is interesting.
You know what? Let's go with it. I need an exorcism. Let's do it. Let's go. Come on,
funny,
keep going.
But
exercise your fucking.
Yeah,
the power
let's do it. I'm all yours, bud.
Compels you.
I'm all yours.
I think the power of flat.
You said you opened doors. What doors did you open? Guys,
just take that red pill and stick it up my ass, man. Let's go.
Riggs, what doors did you open?
What doors did you open? No, man. It's just a way of.
He saw something. He saw something in people that he doesn't like.
Did you?
No, I'm just saying I opened doors and I got to know people on the inside, and I don't like them.
You met the right people, bro.
Start a. You know what? It's only been 2 weeks.
You dudes are tripping, man.
Something to do with that.
Are you really even hearing what the hell the guy is saying? Are you real people?
I mean, I think I'm making sense, Mike.
Story?
I think I'm making sense. I don't know what's happening with this combo, though.
To your real life mental conflict, they have reverted to the repeating of stories and doctrines and rituals.
You're opening the door
for a real person who would connect with you from the heart. Can I connect to you from the heart with my doctrine or my belief or my ritual?
Well, I'm just going to say that Mike's not wrong, that he's hitting it on the head, but I mean...
No, I could not. I would have to share my experience with you and then understand the experience that you're going through first.
I'm just saying that, broadly speaking, you're more on point than...
Well, the question
I think everyone's taking it, so...
And purpose is not demonic. You're not demon-possessed. It's totally natural. Traumatic events, the traumatic shit we go through, the real sudden realizations. You look around, and nobody's even a real person.
It's like, what are you fighting for, right, Mike?
The rituals, yeah. What do you fight for? What did you live your life in service for? When this guy can't even give you a heartfelt answer, he relies on a ritual or a doctrine to give you what he thinks is a heartfelt answer instead of speaking from his heart, from the source.
Well, I don't take offense to that. Okay, I'm just.
You talking about me, though?
No, I don't either. I don't.
No, I appreciate anybody who appears to give a shit.
Looking for. It's not what I was
has
looking
to
for
say anything
either.
to you. Also,
I was raised
you know what I
in
mean?
a Christian environment, so and that's not what I was looking for when I was where you are either. I was looking for something solid to grab a hold, something real.
That's why I'm trying to talk to Riggs and say that
Real
I too
connection.
have opened doors and found things. I've been through crazy stuff as well. It is something to take seriously. And yes, this may not be the right place, but we are here for you and we care for you. I hope that is clear. You know, we're not trying to drag you off to splash holy water on you or anything like that. But obviously, there are spiritual forces in place as well.
It feels spiritual more than anything. That's what I'm saying. Like, it feels like the game is rigged at a supernatural level that I am not going to be able to make a change. It's happening to me. I'm not modifying it. Like, I've been confused the whole time. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
because
on a
you don't
ride.
You don't know what your role in the spiritual warfare is. Do you know what you're supposed to do?
Well, if it were being honest with me, then I know what I'm supposed to be doing. If it were being honest, then I know because I've been doing it. But I just got a glimpse of that. I'm being played.
Played by who?
I feel like reality itself is a lie at this point. Like, I'm actually giving up on caring about playing along with the game.
Kind of right about that.
A claim's been made there. Like,
First,
what
you must realize
spiritual
no
warfare?
game.
What spiritual warfare?
I've done that many times.
The warfare that keeps us from being humans that actually connect with other humans.
Yeah, what humans? Most of these people aren't humans. They're not even in their right minds. They think they came from. They don't know where they came from, and they don't know where they're going. They think they're on a ball, right? And they think they have a story. So what do you mean by human? Humans that live on a ball and believe the Earth is, aliens, or humans that live on a flat Earth, like they did thousands of years ago?
It's fine, man. Just let them exist however they want to exist. Right? I just don't think I can do anything about it.
First? Like, don't worry about the humans for a while. Why not connect with the Most High Creator?
Yeah, I'm cool with that. Just to see, I got the Bible coming. I'm actually interested to see, from kind of like a non-biased, like reading of it.
Is that why people?
Yeah, just read it for yourself and see what God speaks to you about.
Is that why people read the Bible to get in contact with God?
They claim that God made it. So, yeah, kind of.
It's inspired by God, so therefore,
same difference according to you guys, though.
Yeah. Briggs, you know who else you got, buddy?
Well,
you got yourself, my man.
Great.
Well,
you got to deal with your character. Right? You're dealing with this. It's crazy. It's a trip. I deal with myself all the time. I can't believe it's real.
I get
this guy Whammer.
I get it. I'm trying to get him. I'm trying to get him to the place where he's starting to see that what people are going to do is offer you advice. Then they're going to provide you avenues based on what they think you need, without knowing where you're at. What you're going through.
Here proclaiming the truth.
I'm not going to go through I'm not going to go through
and saved,
talking about all of it.
On the cross for us. And I proclaim that when you read the Bible, you will understand the history, the mystery, the stories.
Yeah. No offense, I proclaim not one of you has heard what he said. Not really, not truly.
And I apologize.
Rebuke that in Jesus' name.
I'm not going to try to.
This point even more, right? We're just guys over the internet, after all.
You're just further.
Like
illustrating.
I know avatars on the internet.
Are you not
meaningless? Truth that
dude, it really sounds like I'm talking to the voices in my head right now. I can't tell if I should apologize
or condemnation crap over real hard
Rick, can I say one last thing?
Anyone. I'm proclaiming that Christ is Lord and Savior.
Rick, why is everybody talking at the same time like a bunch of noobs? Come on, guys.
Can I say one thing to you, Rig?
NPCs,
I'm listening to you, Rig, but have you noticed I haven't offered you any advice?
Nor have I. Yeah.
I mean, okay.
No.
I haven't.
I never asked for advice.
So why would I give you any? Right?
I got some advice for you, Riggs. Riggs, you should take a hit from an oil rig. That'll help you feel better, Riggs.
I don't presume that you're not already aware of everything that's been said to you. All the avenues and places that you could go. I actually know you're aware of all that. Why would I just reiterate them to you in your time of need?
Spark up a joint.
Can I say something, Riggs?
Uh-huh.
Look at it like this. We're on a journey. We are survivors. We're walking this road. You're in our platoon, and we are not going to let you stay behind. We are all feeling this at one point or another, and we've all got different things to rely on. Some of us know that we can rely on God. We've got things that support us, people that support us. But really, where you are now is exactly where you should be. You're here. You're sharing how you're feeling.
Yep.
You can see we are all concerned about you.
Well, I just want to apologize that anyone thinks that I'm not taking their concern serious. That's not the case.
And you are not unique, Riggs. We have all been there, I tell you. All these things that you have said, the way you feel about stuff, I have been there. But for the moment, in this stupid, screwed up situation, this is where we can meet.
I mean,
you're just going to have to suck it up for the moment. We don't know what the future, we don't know what's going to happen in the future. The journey is as interesting as fuck, so you have to come along. You can't check it out now. You can't. You just have to.
I would recommend reading the book of Job, because Job asked the same questions you're asking. And yet he did all the right things. So I think that would be a good place for you to, because God answered him, and I think if you listen to his answer, it might help you. Just my opinion. Joe.
Good advice, Bong.
Thank you, Bong. I'll look at that tomorrow when it shows up.
And Riggs, if you ever just want to further on with study and understand that kind of stuff and whatever, not saying I have all the answers or anybody has all the answers. I'm willing to study with you. If you got any questions, anything I can help you with, I will. But again, I don't have all the answers. So just want to throw that out there for you.
Thank you, Bowman. Appreciate it.
What made you decide to become a vegan?
So yeah, I'll I can expand on that. There was it was actually covered in the podcast Why Would They Lie today, so it's kind of fresh in my mind too. So
get back to the basics, brother.
Well, it honestly didn't happen for moral reasons. I'm pretty sure I've been dying for the last few years, and it got to the point where I pretty sure I was actually gonna die within a short amount of time, and so I decided that I was going to just radically change my diet and hope for the best.
What's wrong with you, man?
I don't know, but it wasn't good.
What are your symptoms?
Don't want to talk about it. Anyways, so I changed my diet, And
too much cocaine.
I see all of that illness, many things I'm not discussing here, just kind of start to wither away. And honestly, a lot of the sensibilities that you have as human start to come back that you lost because you'd been all hormone jacked up from all the food.
Something like that. Careful not to get two things confused: additives and cheap, crappy food versus, healthy food that doesn't have additives in it. So what I'm saying is, if you're going vegan, you might be eliminating a lot of the additives that are in cheap, crappy food.
Yeah,
but you might also be depriving yourself of cholesterol and B vitamins that you find.
Well, no, your body makes your own cholesterol, and B vitamins actually but only come from the bacteria from the grains and the fresh fruits and vegetables.
Yeah, but just keep in mind, your body only produces cholesterol at 10% the capacity that you need it. You need to get the other 90% from foods that you eat. Otherwise, you run the problem. You might suffer from a cholesterol deficiency.
All right. Well, I'll think about that later, I guess.
Hey, Riggs, there's an interesting story in the Bible of Daniel, in the book of Daniel in the beginning. The King Nebuchadnezzar came to him and said, "Hey, you're going to eat all this stuff." And Daniel said, "No, we don't eat that kind of stuff." He's like, "I'm going to do a test." He's like, "We're going to only feed us fruits and vegetables and test and see if we are healthier than everybody else." And he's like, "Okay." And he's like, "If we're healthier than everybody else, you can't make us eat these foods that we don't."
I'm not doing it for health. I never finished my statement.
Okay, sorry.
So yeah, originally I did it for health. And then after about a week, I realized that the most important aspect of it was like the ethical part of like just conscious eating, right? It's not necessarily ethical at its base. I mean, it's part of it, but like actually conscious eating. Like, do I really have to murder something right now? Do I really have to support the factory farming? Like, if it were honestly me out in the open, out in the fields or something, I'd say maybe last case scenario, I'd ever want to hit something on the head. Like, I can't even think of some. Like, I can imagine maybe if I lived off whale blubber in the Arctic or something. But these people live. They optionally live in these conditions that force them to do like what could be considered atrocities.
Yeah.
So what if I just don't want to do those things that require the atrocities? So then wouldn't that be a more conscious way of living, is to just, you could actually go up to animals and they don't smell the blood in your sweat?
You still have to kill the slugs that go after your pumpkin patch.
You know,
I don't think it's about connecting with animals, right? I think it's about connecting with each other, with people.
Well,
our
definitely
state
feeling it.
Right, our state, the state of man, is what the state of the earth is going to be. So I think it's
that's a very wise thing you just said.
Yeah,
that's very wise.
And it flows down to all the other animals and all the other life. You know, we are the caretakers of this garden, of our home, right? So
with this conscious eating that I'm doing, I'm realizing how much I didn't need, and how much people may not necessarily need to live a great life. Well, it's not about the meat; it's about the action, right? It's about supporting the cause. You know, like if you knew somebody who was selling great fucking speakers, but you knew he just robbed your neighbor every time, you know, they got a new speaker set.
Yeah.
You know, like, you're literally just supporting the cause. It's point blank, like nothing about it. Like, you know that planned obsolescence exists, and you know that factory farming exists, and they say something's organic, but all they did was just kind of change the chemical a little bit.
The title up on it.
Everything's been Everything has been heavily fucking manipulated just to give us the fucking comfort that we're actually living. And it's poisoning us. Fucking poisoning us. And as soon as I got out of it, I could see it right away. Like, first I did it because I knew it was like a Hail Mary because I felt like I was dying. But then when I got my life back and I feel great, like I'm in great fucking shape right now. It's insane.
So you feel great.
After 2 weeks, I fucking feel great, man. The problem is,
the
problem is the motive. You can have a horse, but not make it drink, right? Like a horse is a magnificent animal, and it just you're missing one thing, it could kill the whole horse.
Right, motive. Okay.
Yeah, that's like.
So,
yeah, thank you.
What type of motive? What are we looking for as motive?
Like love and connection to our fellow man, like actual, real connection. You know, in the Bible it says, "Love your brother," right? So that's everyone that you come in contact with.
That's true.
Okay, so that's a principle I agree with. I don't know all of the quotes and passages and shit like that.
You're good, dude.
But
it's love the Lord your God and love your neighbor. Yeah, those are the two most important according to Jesus.
And then God sees the intent in your heart as well. So if for some reason you miss out on that opportunity, He'll know it wasn't intentional, and He'll
you can
keep
be
working
forgiven.
on you. Yeah.
Intention, though, that's an interesting one, right? Motive.
Yeah, motive.
Yeah.
Motive.
That's exactly what Jesus pointed to when he said to them, "You pray, but you don't get, but you don't receive." And he said, "You don't receive because of your intentions." You know, like you're praying for that because you want to get rich. You're praying for this because you want for yourself. But if you pray for something that God wants for everyone, then you'll get that. But if you pray for something God doesn't want you to, you know what I mean? So that's what he meant. Intentions.
Yeah. Yeah.
What about
how
interest?
a lot of magic works.
What'd you say?
What about interest?
Interest?
Yeah.
What do you mean interest?
Talking about motive. We're talking about interest. Yeah, there's a dilemma with motive, you're saying, correct? And I agree. Right? In the state of humankind.
Do you feel, Riggs, would you say you feel trapped sometimes that you want to do good, but it's hard to do that?
Yeah.
Is that
usually when one guy asks.
No, I do good at every chance I get. It just, I'm not sure the motive's hard, there anymore. No, it's not hard. It's life.
I'm interested in what you're doing.
I'm going to go out.
That's the big question. Please let him just answer that one question. I'm done.
I'm going to go out on a limb here with you too, Riggs. I reckon you've got discord, you've got looks, you've got money. Really, you've got it all, but you feel empty, right? Be honest.
Go on.
Right, so that emptiness, the only thing that can touch that, it's your heart that's calling out to you. It's not your brain. It's not your stomach. It's not your dick. It's not your asshole. It's your heart. That's what's hurting. And that's what you need. It's inside.
It's because of a lack of interest, Merle.
No, it's inside.
I thought you were going to bring up the rich young ruler that had everything, and then he went to Jesus.
Seriously, interest is what causes motivation. You have to have interest or it's all over.
But you can have all
that stuff. My dick is calling out.
You can't have life if you don't have interest, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, I think if I have to give an answer, thank you everybody for chiming in. I think Merle is not wrong to say. I guess to say it that way.
There's no right.
You feel an emptiness.
Yeah, I don't know if it was in this chat or another one. I can't help myself, but it really feels like my chest is collapsing in on itself.
Yeah.
At this point. Like I really have trouble wanting to breathe.
can't breathe. I know about that, dude.
Mm.
But you're about to
I've
suffocate.
experienced that before. Yeah.
Because I just want to say to him, like, because I've been there. Like, the reason I'm sharing it with you, because I didn't, at one stage when I was in my 20s, I didn't love myself. I didn't like myself either, and I didn't know that that's what I was doing. I was hurting myself because kind of like deep down, I kind of just thought I was shit. Like nothing, no one, worthless. Just meat walking around. Empty. An empty soul, lost soul walking the earth. And what I started to realize was whatever this creator is, something had brought me here and it loved me. I could feel it. And I was like, what do? I went Hare Krishna. I was reading books, just like exactly what's happening here. And what started to happen was I could feel the only place left for me to go was the one place I hadn't gone, and that was inside me. And there was all it needed was for me to love me.
You, bro.
And something shifted, Riggs. I like hand on my heart, swear on my life to you.
I'm just too selfless for that, man.
Changed.
Don't really care about loving myself too much anymore.
Dude, that's the most important part. You gotta recognize yourself. You're your own best friend or your worst enemy. You really are.
It's such a core thing, man. Like, I don't know, it changed my life. It really did. Because I felt something respond like it had been waiting for me to do that. And
Riggs,
it's not
how can you really love anyone if you don't love yourself?
And that loving yourself thing is weird. It's a weird thing. It's not like now I walk around and I'm like looking at my own reflection, and it's not like that. It's really just...
It's like a God-sized hole.
Yeah. Do you love God, though, Riggs? That would be a question to ask as well.
No, but honestly, like, how do you love anyone without loving yourself?
Do you love God? I mean, that's something to ask.
And how do you love? Okay, someone asked you. You said that. How do you love God if you can't love yourself?
No, look, I'm a student. I'm a student here, and I'm a student of God. Like, that's my relationship there.
Okay, so maybe he'll teach you how to love him, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but the thing is, he will, but I was in that state, drunkard, drugs, wanted to kill myself. I put a revolver to my head. I was in deep, living on a concrete floor in a sleeping bag with my girlfriend that just left me because I was an idiot years ago, kind of stuff. My dad was a crack addict.
How'd you get out of it?
God, Jesus Christ. Yeshua HaMashiach. So I'm getting
Praise
to that
God.
point. But I hated life. I saw it. My best friend killed himself. My dad was, my family was falling apart, everything, including myself. And the only thing that made me question life and to continue on was the meaning of it. What was the meaning of life? How did anything come to be? Same thing question that we ask ourselves with like the flat earth stuff, right? And so I started looking into really scripture. And I didn't know what the heck I was doing. People were telling me what to do, what to read. You can listen to people all day long, but until you start searching him yourself in the best way that you can, that's the only way you're going to find it. And so
you find his voice.
Right. And I was searching, and I found peace in my heart. That is where it begins. That is the healing that we all are searching for, is the peace in our heart. And scripture literally talks about that. It's called shalom in your heart. When you have peace in your heart, that's when you know you've made it to where the truth is. Because the truth is, a lot of people are constantly searching for answers, and constantly searching for love, and constantly searching for ways to fill that hole. And then it gets empty again. They try and fill it again with more stuff. But when you know you have reached that truth, it's when you have peace in your heart. That's the truth. And I felt peace in my heart. I can't explain to you the feeling that I felt. No one can explain that to you. The greater works that Jesus is talking about, it's not about healing bones and making the blind see. It's about healing the soul. Those are the greater works. Anybody can say, hey, you just healed that leg. You can kind of write off whatever and make up whatever you want. It just healed, right? But nobody can deny the feeling within yourself and that healing of the soul. You can't deny that. And when you come to that point, that's when you know what the truth is. And I'm telling you, you need to search it for yourself. No one can do it for you. God said, seek first the kingdom of heaven and all things will follow afterwards. And he says, test all things. He even says, test me. He wants you to test him. He wants you to test him that what he says is true.
He wants you to question him.
He does. Because he loves keeping his word. He loves it. You're like, Father, you said this right here. Right? And he loves showing you what he says is true and what he promises he'll keep. I have seen things. I've seen demonic entities manifest before my eyes, being completely awake, and I've cast it out in Jesus' name. You cannot deny me the power. I've actually witnessed it myself more than once. And that's the only healing I've ever received is the shalom, the peace in my heart that I've received when I found Yeshua, Jesus Christ. I am not kidding you.
Was he wearing a Waldo hat?
I don't know.
Rick, you got a dog?
I got Whammer.
That's good enough.
Yeah,
I'll tell you.
Every can I answer that? Can I answer that real quick? Everything who I am here is because of Jesus, man. Like I'm saying, the person that you know me as, like you think I'm smart, is because I read the Bible growing up, and he said he will teach you all things, and I believed it. So whatever you think of me, I'm good, is all because of that too. What Bowman said, it's very true.
Is the issue like an identity issue as well, Riggs? Like, does it come down to an identity issue?
Yeah, like what's a man? What is life?
Great question.
What the fuck is going on?
The rich ruler went to Jesus and said, I did everything I can. And Jesus said to him, there's one more thing you got to do. You got to get rid of your money. And then he said, and then follow me, right? He said, follow me. So it's like practicing what he's doing. You know what I mean? And things will be revealed to you about yourself, about people, about God. And I can't explain. Things are no words. You know what I mean? But
in the Bible, God says to those that believe in him that you are a peculiar treasure. You are special. Yes, mankind is sinful, and we are all sinful even when we're saved by Jesus. But we are special in that way. So if we know there's a Most High Creator, and he has a purpose for us, he has a plan for us, I know it sounds cliched, but we are special in that way. And we know we are special because we are living on this flat earth, created for us. We have this air, this food, this water that's created for us. So yes, there's a lot of sin and crazy people and angry people and people that are robots because they have fallen away and they've corrupted. But between us and God, and yeah, we can't put these ideas in your head. It's between you and God really ultimately that has to sort out and ask him, why are you here? Who is he?
Riggs,
and you will be revealed.
The uncertainty of the future as well and surviving, all of that is in there.
But if this place is created for us, then we wouldn't have to worry about surviving. And I think that's also the piece that Bowman talks about, is that no matter what happens, if there's a loving creator above us, looking down on us, and he may not be even that high, maybe 5,000, 10,000 miles, who knows, but right above us, for sure, in the flat earth that we know. And if you believe that, if you understand that, then will he let you suffer? Maybe, to a certain extent, to teach you stuff, but he's not going to abandon you.
But the good news, right, is, see this world, you know how we always ask, how did all this come about? Like, who created it? But there's this awesome thing that's going to happen in the future, and I look forward to it. That's what I look forward to. And if I tell you, people, they think I'm crazy. I'm like, what? I look forward to witnessing him create the new earth, the way the angels watched him create this one. right? And that's a privilege we get to experience if you believe that kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
You know what the really interesting is? I'm thinking of right now. This happens almost every year that I've experienced around this time of the year, and this time of the year is very specific. Passover is coming up this weekend. Passover.
It's like a vibration.
Passover is about Yeshua, Jesus Christ, right? About the Passover lamb and the death angel passing over them, and actually the Father releasing them from slavery. We are in a spiritual world of slavery. We all know that by understanding the globe, you know, what they try and push on us with that. We're in a slavery system, right?
Spiritual world of slavery, you said, huh?
Yes. So
it's a very interesting way to put it.
Because it's kind of like the Matrix, right? You can look at it that way, right? Like in the movie Matrix, there was a slavery system that was imagined upon their mind, but they really weren't experiencing it. All right. So it's the same kind of deal. And I witness this almost every year. There is a lot of people who end up coming to this question of truth. No joke. And I was kind of waiting for it this year, and now I'm starting to see it more and more again. And it's very interesting that it's happening again. And more
so the slavery system is basically, if it's a spiritual slavery system, right? Then that would entail learning how to follow, which ultimately is how you can lead, if you can learn how to follow, correct?
Riggs, may I reiterate, because maybe we've been bombarding you, and Battle Mode has a good point. Like, we're here for you, we care for you, we understand, and we've been through what you've been through. So maybe, we'll give you some time to also share instead of bombarding you.
Thanks, I guess. I'm fine.
Stop being a pussy, dude, alright? Kidding. You gotta lighten it up, I mean.
Yeah, we care about you. We've been through this before. We understand what you've gone through. We may not know your specific circumstance. Probably others have better ideas of what your circumstance is, but we are not giving you this advice for the sake of bombarding you. And if anything else you want to share, please do.
Well, I will say it wasn't just like one situation. Okay, it's more of like you build a toxicity, and I have capsized.
Yeah, you know, the benefits of living healthier, Riggs. Well, those people have done you wrong. If you outlive them, one day you can piss on their grave.
Awesome.
I'll go with you, bro. I got plenty of urine inside me. I too am eating healthier.
So, like, a lot of people say that they or like maybe they get depressed, or like they have to switch back to meat, right? That happens a lot. And I think, at least for my case, like, I know how to get all the nutrients I need. I'm not worried about that. I feel great. It's just that when you live like this, it comes with a whole new level of clarity about what's actually happening.
And, like what?
Well, what they've been able to do is actually brainwash people into having a lot of meat in their diet. And it programs this carnal expression into the body so that you end up actually like your hormones go crazy. You get reward systems for the wrong shit. And one of the things you get a reward system for is fighting with fellow man. Like, it's this desire for flesh that translates into an actual persona that is holding mankind back.
I believe you. You've been looking into this. I
agree. And I'm not saying like, and that kind of sucks, right? Because I mean, I love a burger and fucking, hot wings and shit, but I see it so clearly now. I can't believe it was right there in front of me the whole time. Like, that's literally what's holding people back from being on the same page, because their
that's a dangerous
war system's all broken.
That's a dangerous idea, bro. That's a dangerous idea, because Okay, let me just preface. The rich young ruler, he probably lived a perfect life. He probably ate properly, right? A lot of people eat right. A lot of people come to these places that you are, right, and have these realizations. But then to say that this is probably the problem, right? Well, now we're forcing people to eat a certain way. It's not the food that we eat, right? It's how there's something wrong with the way they prepared the food, but there's a deeper problem, like into human nature than just food. Because I can eat healthy, but it's still not going to fix the problem that you're talking about mankind. But
you're normalizing that. Yeah, I mean, you see what I'm saying, right? Like you have the sense of the hunt, right?
Well, that's what I'm trying to get to, right?
So that sense of the hunt actually turns on ourselves.
I didn't make my point yet. I was trying to say the problem is something that the Bible identifies as sin. That is what the whole Bible deals with, is sin. Okay. That's what the whole.
I'm not talking about
the whole thing about Jesus.
I'm just talking about what I saw.
I know what you're saying, but see, people who have this idea believe that one day they can become ascended masters, and then there are certain things they have to do to reach this level of enlightenment. Okay, it's like it's going down that path, the path of.
Bong, I would say there's a medium though. Sorry, I would say to Riggs and Bong, there's a medium between that, because if you look at our modern society, the food that we eat is very heavily meat-based, that's pumped full of hormones, salt and sugar and all that. Now, if you do go to the other extreme, which is a very ascetic, say fasting, eating only certain plants and stuff like that, that can also cause a very radical change. So sometimes, like just pulling back a little bit is helpful without going too hardcore.
Well, what Riggs is saying is not wrong, right? In the early 1900s, they were talking about this. I know that it's been planned from the beginning that we want to do this, right? Business, but at the same
our
time,
brains are.
At the same time, people are eating wrong, getting fat, and now people come to these realizations. This can be planned. See, how perfect for the New World Order, right? How perfect for the new age that people will wake up, right? And wake up and be like, we've been lied to about everything, guys. And now we can head to the real light, the lights of Lucifer. And you know where I'm going with this? You know what I mean?
Man, you always put some weird twist at the end, goddammit.
Because it has to
be we really condition you?
It's the plan. I understand what Bong is saying. I'm in a ministry called Through the Black. We help people who are SRA. If you don't know what SRA is, it's satanic ritual abuse to people when they were children or when they were adult. So
yeah, it's a shitty topic.
It is, but it's the truth, and it's more widespread than anybody knows. I guarantee you, one of you knows someone who's SRA. I guarantee it. You just don't know it. So
personally,
yeah. That's how widespread it is.
That's a terrible.
Yeah, it's that widespread. I promise you. Anyway, we don't have to go into that. But what Bong is trying to say also is that they twist things, and how these things are twisted. We also have to be careful of this and watch that, because they are very, very just like the globe. Again, we can all bring it back to that again too. They twist things, and they can easily trick people into this kind of stuff. And so what I just want to reiterate what Bong was saying, that we do need to be very careful, as you hear a lot of the as above, so below. You hear, the yin and the yang. You hear all this stuff. This is all Gnostic, also teaching a new age. New age is nothing new. It's just wrapped in a new bow. It's wrapped up.
Knowledge can be dangerous.
Now, knowledge, okay, that's all. Here's the thing. Scripture talks about three things, right? Knowledge, understanding, and wisdom. You can have the knowledge to build a house, but you need the understanding to build it. But then you need to know the wisdom when you need to build it, right? So you need to have all three. You don't just build a house on, the sandy beach, right? So you need to have the wisdom to build it, when to build it, where to build it. Yeah. So there's three things that come in. You can know all the knowledge you like. That doesn't mean you understand how it operates, and doesn't mean you understand when to use it. So we have to have those three things. And I just want to kind of bring that in and with what Bong was saying and reiterate that, because it is very strong in this world. I have seen it. And
and you could say that, I mean, the knowledge about our globe and, you know, the flat earth, I mean, are these actually applicable in our daily lives in terms of how, like, can we use that? If you know what I mean? I'm kind of going with what you were saying. Is it usable?
Like, give me an example.
I don't have one. I mean, it's like, it's interesting. I mean, should we be learning about things that are daily, like you apply them? Should you be learning, pursuing knowledge because you can apply it, or is it just something that you are entertaining yourself with? You know, there's a difference, right?
We can look at this. Scripture says this. It says that that his people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. It says that, right? So knowledge is not a bad thing, but again, you have to have the understanding and the wisdom part.
Right. So that it's basically saying there is a bad part if you don't have the understanding and the others. You know what I mean?
Right. It's the twisting. Right. It would be the twisting of that knowledge is what you have to be aware of, because okay, so there's a trick that witches do. Okay, it's like, I'm going to give you 3 truths and a lie. Right? Not all of them do it, but you know, roundabout. It's just anyways.
I think I heard you do this yesterday to someone, but go ahead.
So they do 3 truths and a lie, and that's to deceive you and trick you. Okay, the devil does the same thing, right? He gives you a truth, but then he twists it with a lie, so it mixes it in, right? If you mix rat poison, right? Rat poison is something that you actually the rats like want to eat, right? But it kills them, right? So if you mix this stuff in, it's going to be hard to know what you should be doing and what you shouldn't be doing, because that's where the lies come in. Lies are okay. A lot of problem with deception is deception looks like truth to those being deceived, right? So deception is something that's very, very strong. It's not something so simple as you can easily point it out. It's called deception for a reason, right? I mean, we've all went through that with the globe, right?
Yeah.
We were being deceived. We truly thought we knew what we knew, but it wasn't the truth. It looked like the truth to us, even though we were being deceived. So we have to look at it in that manner whenever we dive into something. And I am going to bring it back. Me personally, I'm not pushing on anybody else, but I'm going to bring it back to Scripture because I've tested it out myself throughout my life and found it to be true. Right? It talks about flat Earth. It talks about spiritual things. I've casted out demons in Jesus' name. Jesus says that Satan can't cast out Satan. Right? So and many other things that I've witnessed. So I'm going to go to Scripture. Whenever I get this new knowledge, whenever I get understanding from something or whatever, I'm going to take it to Scripture and filter it through that. And then I'm going to walk it out and see if it's true. So it's the same thing. It's you get an understanding, you believe, you filter, I agree. And then you actually walk it out to test it out.
Sure.
We've done that with the flat Earth, right? You get the knowledge, you're like, okay, I'm going to see if this is true. I'm going to shoot a laser across this water and see if I can debunk this, right? Oh crap, it's flat. Right? So if that becomes something that's true, then that means, okay, I'm going to do this same kind of concept down the line, which means this information that's coming through this is true because I've constantly tested out to be true.
Agreed.
So I think it's really important to find that foundational filter, if you want to say that, right? To filter things through, because a lot of times Scripture talks about the heart can be deceitfully wicked at times, right? We've all been angry. We've all done bad things.
Oh, yeah.
So there's a lot of times we can't trust ourselves. Even if we look at it and be confident in ourselves, a lot of times, depending on our mood, we cannot trust ourselves. So that's where we have to go to the higher power. That's where we have to go to the Creator to help us out through these situations because we're weak and we're fallible. But the most important thing is He loves us. He loves us more than anything. The flat Earth model proves that, because we are the center of all things, because that's how much He loves us. And I think we talked about this last night. 1 Corinthians 13 talks about what definition of love. Love is patient, love is kind, love does not envy, love does not boast, right? It does not seek its own. So these are also things to look at. If someone has they're going to gain, something from it. They're going to,
benefit,
have their own agenda right into it. That's not love.
Yeah, it says all you have to do is pray. God wants to give you wisdom. He wants to.
Riggs, do you want to talk about this in a different room? Because
hold on, I'm almost done, bro. You know what trips me out the most, guys, at the end of the day is that I have to take care of myself. This character, that's a trip. It's almost like the character isn't really. I still have to take care of it. It's like there's two characters.
The spiritual and the physical.
There's two of you, bro.
Sorry, just wanted to check in with Riggs. Anyway, you're still there, and do you want to take it to a different room to chat more, or do you want to just take a break? It's all overwhelming, and yeah.
Are you the mod here, Brain Shape Investigator?
No, I'm just trying to listen to what Battle Mod is saying. I'm not trying to moderate you guys.
What he's saying at all.
No, Battle Mod is typing in the text. He said we should move on, so that's why I'm inviting Riggs to move on.
I didn't hear him.
He was typing in the chat, so I was inviting Riggs.
You're good.
Yeah.
I authorize you to moderate.
No, I'm not a mod. I'm just seeing that Battle Mod suggests.
Tell you guys one thing: most people, they have nobody to talk to. That's the reality.
Who are you going to talk to?
But...
You ain't talk to a therapist who had to go to school to learn about how your brain works, but doesn't really give a shit about your problems.
As a father, a brother, a nephew, I found that people do like to have somebody to talk to most of the time, but they generally want to talk about the problem. Not when you go to a therapist, they get to the what we should do part later after they get to the healthy part, which is getting out how you feel. And I'm not trying to be rude to anybody or knock anybody's religion. I'm trying to help so that maybe you might give a person what they need. In times that people have problems, they generally want to be heard about their problem. They want to get it out, get it off their chest. And this is what's healthy. This is part of healing. So
Battle Mel's absolutely right.
To help people, we shouldn't berate them or parade them with advice, but we should just hear them out. Sometimes that's all a person needs. Because you know how much value there is if you love me and you care enough that out of humanity, you'll give your time to hear my troubles, my bitching, my whine. Man,
yes, of course.
That goes a long way. And just not my beliefs, not my rituals, not what I think about these other people's problems, but I hear your problem. So many people in this world have these problems, stress, PTSD, just because they're not heard or they feel that there's no one they could talk to. Because everybody they try to talk to never really hears what they're talking about. They don't listen.
True.
They talk.
And that when
my mother taught me this, my grandmother taught me this, and it's been a valuable lesson in life. And I too was raised a Christian, but I can't help you with God until I know what your problem is.
Oh, wait, you weren't a flat earther then?
Whammer, why do you always do that?
I'm just saying, because that's where he's coming from, kind of like all of reality is broken down.
I'm on a real profound topic, and you go to some assumption you have.
Shit, all right. You're right, my bad.
Probably ever said here.
You're
the connection between mankind. How do you relate to your fellow man? I mean, Christ, Messiah wanted this for us.
To believe one another, right? When we're When I
it's the most important thing, right?
Not believe, love. If you love your fellow man, then you show concern by listening.
Let me finish. That when I mean believe is
this is my point.
When we meet these people who have been abused and been hurt, a lot of times people don't believe them what occurred and what happened to them. And so when we come to them and we say, "Hey, we believe you," some of them break down and cry because they just need someone who believed what they said.
Yeah, I believe Riggs is when he says he feels everything is unreal and everything is just doesn't make sense. I've been in that position before, Riggs. And we're here for you, and we can go to Chill Text if you're still there and you want to chat about it outside of live stream.
Listen, I'm always there if any of you got problems where you just want somebody to listen. Just do it in private, and I'll listen all day long.
And besides, don't you have to agree that you have an issue? Okay, I'm stoned. Just forget about it. I'm a little stoned, guys. Thinking of some shit.
Naked I came, naked I go. Right?
I think Bong just wants to get naked. See, I'm listening. Hey, your birthday suit should... Hey, that's the suit I want to be dressed in at my funeral. Damn it.
I'm not taking anything with me, right? What was the meaning of it all?
Yeah, you die broke, don't you?
Why did I collect all those rocks, right? Who will get all my rocks when I go? Damn it. What was the meaning?
Yeah, dude, when you bring that up, it still pisses me off.
Well, right? You can always have them buried whammer under them rocks,
This employee reality is a rough little gigger.
Yeah, so don't some of you guys have to work in the morning, Monday morning in the US? Some of you stayed up all night.
Not I, not tomorrow.
Some of us just tell others when to be at work.
Yeah, we know you've got that blessing, Mike.
Baby. I just want you to know.
Well, in reality, my Lord blessed me with a strong heart and a strong mind. And I bless myself with everything else. By using the tools the Creator gave me. Life is the gift. It's up to you what to do with it.
And it is the gift.
Yeah, life's the gift of God.
1 foot in the past, 1 foot in the present.
That's right. The future belongs to those who prepare for it. I wasn't always in this position. My back will tell you that every day.
It's like you have to prepare, but at the same time, let go of the past. You gotta let go of the past and prepare for the future.
Well, it's a good thing about working a lot, bro. You don't have time to worry about yesterday.
You know about those people that are stuck in the fucking past.
Yeah, those still people. Still doing the same crap they was doing 10 years ago and asking why they can't get ahead. Yeah.
Damn it, Whammer, what's the name of the song? Watch yourself.
Huh?
What's his name again? The artist. Watch yourself. The song you see. So we can work it. Mystical. Okay, yeah.
Oh, Mystical.
That's a cool ass beat, man. Sorry. See what you did? Damn it. Alright, download. Thanks for reminding me. I was looking for old beats to download.
Let me clear my throat.
Dun, dun, dun. Maybe I'll remake this beat for us. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun.
Sing it.
Dun, dun, dun.
Shake your ass. Shake your ass. Show me what you're working with.
Well, Riggs did bring up some good points.
Would be nice just to get a sound off from him. Just.
And Mystical was like one of the good rappers. Riggs. Nah, he's ready for his Bible.
I'm chewing my food, dog.
All right. Glad to hear that.
Be cool and don't be worried about how
I didn't fall off the edge yet.
All right.
That suffocating feeling you're talking about, Riggs, bro, I went through that shit, dude. That's a feeling. I think it's a panic attack.
It happens also. I had it sometimes also when, not just a panic attack, but just a milder version when I was in like jobs that I don't like, and it just felt like really claustrophobic. Like I'd be sitting at the desk and the office would be really small. I know it sounds trivial, but
it can also be a symptom of clinical depression.
Well, I'm taking medication for that, but praise God, I'm not depressed anymore.
This is not advice.
This is not medical
one thing, you can keep your head above the water long enough, sooner or later you'll float to shore.
Always had a hard time floating, sucking air into your stomach and just doing that back thing, where you lay on your back. I always sunk.
The first time I tried to practice holding my breath, I got up to over 5 minutes.
Get out of here.
Nice.
Yeah, I was really surprised.
5 minutes, bro?
Yeah, so I basically just kept doing it over and over and over again until the time just kept getting more and more and more. You can make that much progress in just like an hour or two. You just keep doing it and you get really, really good at it. Your lungs just stretch out.
That sucking those free divers do. Have you seen those fucking people? 30 minutes they're down there for?
30 minutes, is it?
Is it 30 minutes?
What's the record?
Or is it? It can't be 30 minutes. Don't you go brain dead? I mean, isn't there a science that studies this shit?
Says about 24 minutes is a world record.
Wow. What? Well, I think David Blaine did 18 minutes or something.
Yeah.
But it took him months and months and months of practicing.
Near death type shit. He was getting close.
Well, the trick is you have to hyperventilate. And you do it as much as possible until you almost pass out. And then you just take one big breath and hold it. Hopefully you don't pass out. But if you don't pass out, you can hold that shit for a long time.
It gets peaceful. I've gone kind of long with it, but not anything like 5 minutes.
Well, not the first time. The first time I think I got a minute and a half. And then the second time I got a big jump, went over 2 minutes, maybe
10 minutes?
2:10.
Get the fuck out of here. What are you, some kind of freak?
2:10. Yeah. Not 10 minutes, dude. 2 minutes, 10 seconds.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
10 minutes world record shit. I mean, this is some serious...
But that's just the second time. And then the third time actually jumped up to 3.5 minutes. I was like, whoa, that's a huge jump. And then I kept doing it more and more. And I got over 5 minutes the first fucking day.
The first day, then that means we could probably go under there for a couple hours. We've been lied to so much. We don't even know what we're capable of. I'm serious, dog.
Bro, how high are you right now?
This full straight up, like.
Yeah, they say if you breathe 100% oxygen for up to half an hour before doing the free diving, you can hit 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes.
Yeah, you just saturate the blood and it sits in there and you just get to use it like a battery.
They're breaking the laws of fucking the density of the water, like the pressure. Like they're not supposed to be able to acclimate with the different pressures.
Yeah, 1,000 feet. Some of the records is like almost 1,000 feet, 500 to 1,000 feet.
Million pounds per square inch, right?
What's the pressure at 1,000 feet?
That's insane.
Yeah, it's like,
so they're lying about all of that shit. That's what's so annoying is that we found out they're lying about all of it. Not just this little piece. No, all of the fucking shit.
yeah, 1,000 feet, the pressure is 31 times atmospheric pressure. So there are some people that can go 15 to 30 times
much
the pressure and come back up within 5 minutes or so. 3 minutes, 4 minutes.
What was the pounds of pressure?
20 to 30 times atmospheric. 30 times. And they go down and they come up within several minutes.
It's not covered that much, that sport. You realize that? There's like been 1 or 2 recordings like going down there. It's kind of low key, kind of kept off the radar because these guys are Look, they don't have scuba. The guys that are in the water with them all have scuba gear on, and even they depressurize as they come up.
I mean, I remember seeing some like documentaries about freediving and stuff, and then I was like, there's this little thin line that they use, and they go down, and it's pretty freaky.
What happened to that lady?
What lady? What happened?
Oh, I thought you saw that documentary. She died. She went down there. She was trying to break the world record, and she fucking just goes out. Like they couldn't get her up fast enough because they couldn't depressurize, and the line was fucked up. It wasn't zipping her up, so it was really fucked. But dude, if you can hold your breath like that, they have some of the most beautiful photos of like humans swimming with whales, and it's like blissfully peaceful. There's no issues really with the whales, right? Like even the dolphins, they're pretty chill. And the sharks, I saw the guy down there petting the great white shark on the belly. Like, what is that?
I had some friends that were really, like really big scuba fans, and they told me about Trimix. Have you heard about that? How that's like the top tier of scuba diving. They use Trimix. They don't use oxygen.
I haven't messed with that. What happens?
Trimix. So what they do is a mixture of oxygen, helium, and nitrogen, and that's how you get the deepest.
They give you a shot?
No, that's what's in your tank.
Oh, okay. Trip, I haven't heard of it. What's it called? Trimix?
Trimix. 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 So a mixture of 3 gases: oxygen, helium, and nitrogen.
Okay. Pretty dope. I didn't know about that.
Yeah, because it's only for advanced recreational diving, but it's how they can get really deep.
Skydiving. I mean, diving and skydiving are 2 things that every flat earther has to do. Scuba diving and skydiving.
I'll prove it.
Absolutely. There's an understanding that cracks when you're falling through the air like that. I mean, there's no way around it. Or going deep down like that. You know, we live in a world that's watching everyone go through their life. People forget to live their own fucking life. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Cheers. Good night. Later, Riggs. Feel better, bud.
Adios, Whammer.
Adios, brother.
If that person or room, Michael, is still available, I'd like to have a chat with you.
What's up? Is he talking to me?
Yeah, I was talking to you. Yeah. Oh, I'm happy not talking with everyone. I suppose.
Yeah, I'm posting too short. What's up?
Well, I have no idea how to start a room. I'm not very good with this Discord thing, so what you see me do is about my limit, to be quite honest. So, yeah, but yeah, I'd like to talk with Riggs and you, to be quite honest. Riggs had a very similar feel to what I relate to. So, as I'm sure a lot of people do. So, if it's available, I'll take it. But other than that, I'm happy just chilling and listening as well.
Like, for me, it's real hard to fucking find real people.
Hey, aren't you guys sick and tired of trap beats yet? Or should we keep making more trap beats? All right, gangster beats then. Yeah, old school gangster beats.
Hey, Mike. Are you a patriot of the United States of America, bro?
It depends on who you ask. The government might say patriot terrorist since the Patriot Act.
Hey, we are Americans. We gotta protect ourselves.
I'm a grassroots constitutionalist and a veteran.
Hey, I got broads in Atlanta.
Broads?
That's why they're really hating. So with so many muted microphones, I've gotta say something. I don't know.
Oh, he posted a Too Short song I ain't heard in a while. I had to bump it. I heard you, Bong. I like P-Funk.
All right, gangsta beats it is. That's what I
Trap
thought.
house gangsta beat. P-Funk in the trunk, it sounds so sweet.
Effie gangsters.
Nickel plated, you hated. AK Blast an assassin, you debated and waited, and now your shit is unfastened. I can't be busted or twisted because I'm a motherfucking killer. I'm the thriller, bro. I'm creeping like the Riddler. Talking about back in the days, in the dark where I played, digging them graves.
Banging on flat.
I'm going to head, guys. Thanks for your time. Thanks for your patience. Thanks for your ears. Thanks for your eyes and thoughts.
You're welcome. Thank you too, mate. Have a good one.
Cheers, Bob.
Where the hell's Morning Crew?
All right.
Still brewing that coffee, bro.
Wolfers only work on flat Earth.
Imagine playing your music and it goes off into space. Because
pushing that 2 ohms, bounce that bass like a dome. Get the shit hidden wherever you roam.
the reverb. You like that P-Funk?
Oh, I do. I grew up on that shit. Started out playing it just so I could hear my dad say, "How can you listen to that crap?" Then it amplified when they came out with woofers and amps and all that, you know. Sit out in the barn in the field, boom, 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 boom. Turn that shit down, boy.
They said, turn that shit down, get a haircut, and get a real job.
Oh, no, I never got told to.
So he gets a guitar.
Right? Because I got a job now, Dad.
We got crew cuts. We got crew cuts.
Joins the band.
I went from crew cuts on the farm to crew cuts in the Corps.
Boom, boom, boom.
Then I went from boot camp straight to war. Got dropped in the desert and didn't even blink.
I've been in the desert for about 20 years.
You're the desert rose, baby.
You live in California?
Arizona.
Yeah, that's not the desert.
Where I am, it is, because it's right over the border from California. It's on the east side.
Yeah, no, I wasn't in California. I was in Desert Shield.
Yeah, oh, you're in the sandbox. Yeah, that was a vital role. It's a vital role for the New World Order.
Yeah, I was some of the first boots to get it, too.
Yeah.
Instead of this.
I'm from Ontario and I got a hockey puck.
Oh, hey.
How you doing, man?
It's the puck and he's all riled up.
You know what I'm doing?
Nappy.
Fucking napping you up, man. How you doing? Just showing up.
He's called old Nappy.
Hey, doing that, bro?
What a bong.
Hey.
Go. Get my puck on. Getting all pumped up. You know what I'm talking about? Right on.
Hey, let's all meet Nappy.
Let's do it.
Pumped up. Let's go to the North Pole right now.
Oh, look at that. You better sign yourself up, man. This is South Central right here. North Pole. Here you go.
Bones an islander. He woke up, climbed a tree, and got a coconut, eh?
Yeah, hey. We're going to tell you we're not coconuts on our trees, man. They're not called coconuts. They're called acorns. You got to roll up the list.
That's still not better than I have a hockey puck.
That's right. There's a hockey puck coming out of this corner. It's top shelf every day. Oh, yeah. MCA.
Bones at the top of the tree saying, don't get hit by a hockey puck, eh? Oh, a coconut?
Well, this is what you do.
Moose snow drifting.
Yeah,
is that a snow drifting moose?
Man, let's call it move, man. We call that drifting, man. We do that out here on the east side, like Slee side, man. That's how we do it. Right.
Motherfuckers powered by ethanol.
We mashed it up. We mashed it up, igloos. We mashed it up, igloos, baby. Right. You know what we're talking about.
A lot of energy coming at me, man.
Oh, yeah.
It sounds like moose for dinner and beer for breakfast.
No, fuck, you gotta give a fuck, man. That's it. Heavy fuck.
Hey, I heard Canada has a lot of moose knuckles.
Well, you know, you watch them as you're walking up the street, eh? You see them.
Moose knuckles.
From Vancouver to Montreal, you see moose knuckles everywhere. Oh man! Man, we didn't like those camel toes, man. We just signed them out. We said, hey, we want moose knuckles every day.
Knuckles.
Oh yeah,
Knuckles.
Oh, it's so good. Mm-hmm.
Shower. Hey,
yeah. I still saw a moose from fucking 10 miles away. That's way past the curvature. So like the bets are off. I mean, all bets are off. Andy Musko could fucking know that. Oh, what guy? How you doing, Balmont?
Oh, I'm typing, eh?
I hear that.
Oh, I was wondering.
You know.
I gotta go get my rifle at the snowbank. I'll be right back, eh?
Hey, we'll be right back. We'll see you that on the Yes-Back, and we'll be back. See you on the C-Smack.
Tobacco in my beer.
Hey, we'll be right there. Hey.
Yeah. About a minute or two.
We'll be there. You know it.
With the bells on.
Not my brother. All right.
That motherfucker's just playing in that sprinkler. He's like, hell, fucking sprinkler. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, damn.
I woke up one day and Ted Nugent's buffalo was standing by my sprinkler in the front yard like that. I walked out on the front porch, sipped my coffee, and said, motherfucker. Went back in the house, started calling people. Hey, is this your fucking buffalo in my yard, eh?
Hey.
Hit this fucker.
Oh, fuck, you got my buffalo. Fuck.
Yeah, it took me like 20 minutes. I finally called the police and was like, man, give me the fucking number down here to Ted's house. He's like, I'm sorry, sir, we can't do that. I said, okay, I'm going to go out front and shoot his buffalo. You guys want a buffalo burger?
Tastes good to me. Yeah.
Yeah, then they said, hold on, we'll get you that number. Yeah, give me that. Somebody better come get this fuck. And then the dude's like, oh, it's just a buffalo. Yeah, that's just a bull out in my fucking field. Go pet him, motherfucker. go pet the bull, bitch.
Oh, yeah. That's a good friend.
The bison's head is bigger than my torso. Oh, come on now.
They're big, dude. They're big. Yeah, they're fucking big.
We got those walking past my house every day. There, big boy. Like, you know it.
The property managers just thought that was the funniest shit. Cause when they went to leave, I was like, hey, you gonna clean up that big pile of shit? I was like, no, I'm serious, man. I got shovels in a wheelbarrow right over there by the horse stall.
Yeah, the shit is pretty big. Yeah.
I mean, so I wonder, put it on the compost pile where it goes, son.
I wonder what kind of shrooms grow out of buffalo shit.
If we could only grow them in Vancouver, man, it would be like best.
Man, this motherfucker shit a 4-foot circle. I was like, God.
Big ass pie or what? Like, what do buffalo shit? Are they pies or are they turds? Like donkey turds or what?
Like pies, man. Like fucking loose shit, man.
Yeah, because I always heard of buffalo chips, and I wasn't sure like how it was.
It was a pile of mush. I was wondering what the fuck they was feeding him, to be honest.
A little bigger than a deer and smaller than a bear is what I would think.
That moose got a lot of fucking legs, don't it? Oh, it's 2.
Unless they step on it. And then it's really fucking messy.
That looks crazy, don't it? I'm a arachnomoose.
The raccoon moose.
I was going to say, that's not a moose, that's Odin's horse.
Like, fuck, it's got 8 legs, eh? Hey, we're going to have moose legs for dinner tonight, eh?
Wacky, you rocking with me now, man. Oh, yeah.
Bone soup, eh?
Every day. Soup. Ain't nothing better than bone soup up here, there, you know.
Pickle
So we got, you know, a little bit of salmon bone there, and a little bit of salmon arm, and just.
I ate moose, man.
Throw it all in. Oh yeah, that moose is good.
Live on a reservation up there. Moose is good. Good eating.
Yeah, it's good. Oh yeah, they're crawling all over the place here.
Big rump roast. Big moose rump roast. Oh yeah.
Good living. Nothing wrong with that living. You know it.
Oh, cracker moose. Look at that. Oh, look at that bitch cross with his white privilege.
Oh, fuck, here we go. Oh, yeah.
That's fucked up.
So, yeah, there's my card right now, fucking.
That's a racist moose.
Yeah, now you just signed me up here. There's a Cracker Moose right here. Oh, yeah, Hockey Pucks here. Cracker Moose, #1 affiliate of the fucking
look in the live stream. Voice text. Put a gif of a white moose in there.
I don't watch that shit, man.
That's the whitest fucking moose I ever seen.
I don't even know how to read, man.
I bet he's a politician. That moose is a politician, eh? He comes from royalty.
Now we know the meat.
Man, I'm like the indigo fucking white fucking bear that ever walked across the prairie line. You know that.
Where the fuck are you getting all these memes?
You know it.
Yeah, kind of got stuck in the bushes, eh?
Yeah, we've been in there, eh? We see that. It's like,
he's like, oh shit, you could see me?
That's right. Yeah. Took my picture in my living room.
It's my ghillie suit.
Right.
The ghillie moose.
I'm up by a tree. You can't even see me. I'm camouflaged. My hands are waving in front of me. Now, I'm behind
this one right here.
Pile of Molson beer. Saying, hey, you can eat it yet, eh? I'm banned like 30 times. Right on.
Say, you know what's kind of irritating me? This volcano's going off in Iceland, right?
No, this is the second time I heard about this.
And everybody's like, well, there's always volcanoes in Iceland, you know? There's always all this volcanic activity and stuff. Right. It's okay, well, maybe, just maybe, the Hisi are real. Right? Because the Hisi are like the giants in Finnish lore, right? In Finland. So the Hisi are like these giant creatures, and like the whole mythology is based off of like biblical shit, right? So, and that pretty much means they went up there and they took the native inhabitants and they demonized them when the church went up there, right? So if they went up there and demonized the people that were living there before, it's kind of like the same thing they did with the First Nations people of this land. You know, they came over here, the church came over here and persecuted, took the land, and demonized them and said, well, you're not found in the book. Which is a lie.
You're savage.
Right? That's what pisses me off. That's what they've always done, is they've demonized it. Same thing with my people of the Irish island, right? They of Erin. They sent St. Patrick. I mean, we just had St. Patrick's Day, right? And everybody's wearing the green. If you're wearing the green and you're celebrating St. Patrick's Day, shame on you for celebrating the genocide of my people. Right? The Picts and the Celts were up there, and the Holy Roman Church sent St. Patrick up there, or back at that time it was just Patrick, with a legion, a whole division, right, and wiped out all the Picts, which were the ones that fought naked and would wear the skin of their enemies as armor, because they had divine armor because they fought naked. And same with the Celts. But the Celts were like the Druidic people, and they called them serpents. I mean, there's never been snakes in Ireland. So it's just one of these things that you have to figure out the mystery behind everything. Like a moose, right?
It's interesting.
What's the mystery of the moose? I know you can't hit it in your car.
Well, you can. If you drive fast enough, you can.
Well, you can, but you better not drive a little car.
Because it will, like, you'll take its legs out and it'll just come in through the windshield.
It could be the end of your cheap habit. A deer can total a good-sized vehicle.
Well, even a javelina will.
Mm-hmm.
Like a javelina is the North American swine.
Yeah.
It's the North American pig.
Thank God you said that, because I didn't have a clue.
You didn't know what a javelina is? They're like a boar, but no tusks. Instead, they got sharp incisors, which are like a tusk, but they don't stick out like boars do.
Wow, we don't got quite that here. I guess we do. Obviously, we do. It's a horror name. What?
They're way more aggressive than the boars.
Really? Well, okay.
In Canada, colorized, eh?
I kick my igloo open and I look outside and I say, there's no Herman even boars. You know what I mean? No, I don't see no bears.
No.
They're bad. They're badass. They're badass.
I'm wondering what you said. I was with you up to kick the igloo open, and then you said,
just fuck with you, man. Come on, man. Yeah.
Were your nipples hard before you kicked it open, or?
Well, I tweaked them a couple times. Just to make sure it was good. But that was about it.
Yeah, you didn't want to pull the hairs out. I know.
We gotta keep.
Oh, I bet you they're drinking Tim Hortons, huh?
This is live here.
Are you not amused, YouTube?
Oh yeah, you know who it is.
That's him jumping out of the igloo.
I'm sorry. Carry on. I didn't mean to ruin your story, Josh. Carry on. My bad. This is Natalie. Hockey puck.
Put the beer down and step away from the moon.
Hey, Moose. Step away from me. I know I'm handsome. Look, get away from me. All right, carry on. It's a good story.
Oh, right. Man.
Sorry, bro. I didn't even continue on, eh? Hey, Dad.
He couldn't read that, though, so it's just a guy jumping out the snow.
Kick glue open, man. You can't unstop that stuff, man. Even if it's made up. Hey, Dad. Carry on.
Yeah.
That's a good story.
Horses, eh?
Hey. Oh, Mark, I love you. Look,
hey, let's go to work, eh?
You just. Hey.
Hey, anybody see my damn hockey puck? Down.
That's that fucker right here, man.
We wrestle grizzlies on weekends, okay? So like, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. All right?
Damn moose stole my book.
This guy's trying to tell a story here, man. Like, let's just hear it. Hey.
Oh fuck. No, I was done with the story. I was just sitting there saying, once people start finding real history, they will eventually cry out, "Stone the Freemasons!"
Oh, fuck that.
Right?
Yeah. Where's the raccoon coming to this story?
Yeah, I'm gonna swim up here and get some moose, eh?
He's gonna swim up there. He's gonna moose. He's gonna catch a salmon on his way. All right, this is never gonna end.
Shit, I thought we had hard water.
Oh man, it never ends. Let me tell you. Oh, hard times. Upstream the whole way. There's a flat earth motor here, right?
Pink.
Quit. Damn. Fucking side out. I can't even touch this. Oh, we're waking up lads now. Shit.
Look, it's co-ed too. You got girls beating up boys, beating up girls. Don't hit her, hey, don't hit him, bitch.
Yeah, who's this though? Farva.
Next episode.
Okay, it's kind of spooky how one word will get you like 15 replies to your comments by one woman.
Wow.
Did you upset a feminist?
Yes, I had that.
Yes.
That'll do it.
I almost put the meme down of Chuck Norris saying I went to a feminist convention and came back with a sandwich and an iron shirt.
You see me without a heart, I'll make me a sandwich. Well, there's a whole lot in this slapping that on, so I don't know what you mean by soul.
I told Joshua I earlier had taken my brother out. I told him like, hey bro, I know you test drove my other manual, but now that that's all fucked and I got a new one, try this one out. It's a 6-speed. It's got an extra half liter in that engine, bro. And it's got that variable valve timing. So
ooh, a whole extra half a liter?
Oh yeah, baby. I'm moving up, bro. You know, big boy step.
Are we still talking 4 cylinders though?
No, it's
wow,
cylinder 3.5.
Shit's going off in Miami.
No, it was just funny because
what is it, an Audi?
Miami shit's going off in
it's an Altima. I'll send you a link of one.
Altima?
I had a snowmobile that pulled 2 beavers that was faster.
I usually put a turbo on and say 6 liters, 6.6 liters, maybe 6.7, maybe even 7.1.
Yeah, it's pretty much what I got, except for I don't have that touch screen in there. Yeah,
that's what I was gonna say. You get an onboard control system, you get a digital control system for that, or
only thing I got on this car is a cold air intake right now.
Right, if you put that turbine on there, I mean, we can set it at 1 manually, 30 boosts, 30%, or you can get an on-dash, on-screen control. You can have 4 or 5 different presets.
I don't actually have that touch screen though, but it would really, it's not a turbo though. The engine would be able to handle that super turbo there.
Yeah.
Oh man,
that's what I'm talking about. What kind of controls would you buy to run the turbine that you showed the picture of?
You know what I run? I run a carrot stick on the nose and a fucking potato off the asshole, and I just run it. Just give her.
That's not your normal turbine that you're showing there. You know that, right? It's like a 2-in-1 turbine.
Yeah, it's a super turbo. Gear reducted, ready to rip. Yeah, a buddy of mine had one of those on his Mustang Fox body.
Yeah.
That thing was blowing the doors off of any Honda that would come up and think they had a chance. Nothing better than flying down Interstate 10 and you got one of these Hondas and their shitty mufflers.
Is that like a toboggan trail? What is that?
The Honda cars, they got these fart can mufflers on it. It's like basically just a coffee can on the back and it goes. It sounds like a trombone and shit.
Yeah.
And they would sit there and they'd be like, "Oh, okay, you know, I'm cool, I'm flashy, I got this, and look at your piece of shit, it's all beat up. Yeah, it's a sleeper, bitch. Let's go." It's the best thing. I miss my college years.
I just put a 460 in my Fox body. Ran E80. It was long before turbos, though. We did a lot of cutting. You know where my radiator was? In the trunk. In the hatch, anyway. With a fan and shit. It'd get warm as hell in the back there. But it was strictly a pro street, man. Really. You wouldn't drive it long distances or nothing like that. It was just to kill motherfuckers stoplight to stoplight.
Hey, when you're going that fast, man, you just roll down the windows a bit.
I'd take the window right out the back hatch. That motherfucker was geared, though. It'd be screaming and drive at 30. All you had to do was hit it. Front end just start creeping up. It was sick. I twisted that car like 30 degrees off the center. It looked like it rode in three-wheel motion. My brother said, "Well, I don't think we're cruising to having that tonight." I was like, "Well, we'll build it better next time." He said, "We'll build a different one better. Let's run this one over with the four-wheel drive when you get the motor out."
I have an all.
We did too. Ran it right over.
Yeah, my car is front-wheel drive. I will take it over rear-wheel, because I just got snow to deal with. I only got one ride at the time.
No.
Cops totally broke the ride, douchebags.
I
guess.
Oh, am I breathing on the mic? I'm sorry.
All good.
I just noticed I breathed and I saw like my icon flash up and I'm like, oh.
It's all good.
Is that snow? Is like real snow? Is it like snowdrift snow, or is it like snowbank snow, or is that like get the fuck out of the fucking road snow, or is it like snowed in for like 3 days snow? What kind of snow? When you say snow, I mean, some people say snow is like a little skiff of fucking nothing. What kind of snow?
Well, I'm in
moose snow.
I'm in the Chicago southwest suburbs, so the snow can be pretty bad.
Well, that's pretty Atlantic snow almost, right? Oh, you guys are Midwest.
Like we did get like a good 6 inches solid one day.
One day.
It was more like in a 10-hour period. But then it just, when it keeps coming, it's obvious. You get, the closer you get to the lake shore as well, you get the lake effect, and it just gets really ridiculous with the snow. And you're
a Chicago skyline guy, man. You're right on that big old lake there.
Yeah, so I've had my flat Earth observations, before I became a flat earther.
Right. That's good enough, snow. That's a lot of snow. I don't even think that thing freezes over. We got to check with Rob Skibo on that one.
This is hilarious right here. Oh my gosh. I gotta share this.
I can smell the muscle from that picture.
What the hell are you?
It's starting to bring a tear to my eye, that high octane. You know, that high octane fumes in the track when it's burning and everybody's going by, just that sting in your eye. But check this out, this is hilarious.
That's very funny.
Hell yeah, mud romping.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I forget you got mud season there. We got sun season, and a shorter sun season. That's it. Yeah, I don't know what you guys are talking about with the fall. I mean, out here we only have summer, winter, or it's not really winter, so we got summer.
Well, you're most west side.
And summer.
Is that what you're saying? West side.
And
Washington.
Well, a summer with winds and a little less warmth. That's about it.
Yeah. The only part of my country that gets that is Vancouver. Fuck, we hate those guys.
No, Vancouver gets way more rain than we do. It's a freaking rainforest. Come on.
No, I hate you. You don't get winter, man.
No.
It's awesome. No, that's cool.
This is the first year in history that your countrymen haven't invaded down here for winter.
Oh, well, the first one?
Yep.
Well, it's been really?
Yeah. The border's closed.
No, here I was talking.
The snowbirds, eh? The snow geese.
Eh?
Oh, our fucking shit goals. Oh yeah,
Your shit goals.
Yeah, we'll send them your way. Oh yeah, fuck.
No, I'm talking about the
Get packing, motherfuckers.
I'm talking about the Geritol gypsies, man. I'm talking about the pensioners.
Oh, those snow fucking birds. Oh, those fuckers.
The snowbirds.
Oh, fuck. God bless them.
In their fucking camper trailers.
They come down here and they're like, down here and, us normal folk out here, us locals, we got like sweaters on and jeans, right? And they're walking around in tank top and shorts. So you guys are crazy.
So, hold on.
And then they're going and jumping in the river. It's like, nah.
Did you just say Floridian and normal in the same sentence?
Did I say what?
Are you a Floridian?
Me? No.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about Florida.
Let's just pick on the Canadian, okay? Let's keep our enemies straight here, okay? Just pick on the fucking Canadian, all right? Like, fuck.
Canadians have three choices, right?
Okay. I know you got a kid.